Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Appreciate you joining us here tonight. This is Gambler Motorsports Topside Tuesday here, and of course you guys know what that is. We're going to actually start with the Wingless Warrior division. After that we're going to go to the 410s, and then we'll have a NASCAR pickup truck series starting on the asphalt here tonight. But let's go ahead and keep our eyes on the Wingless Warrior division here. Let's go ahead and think about what happened last week. Steven Spies came out with a win there, with Randy Shreves coming in second and Jack Hitt in third. That was, of course, Racy and the Midgets. These guys are at Volusia Speedway here today, the fastest half mile in the world. It's a favorite stop in both the World of Outlaw and the Super Dirt Car Series calendars, as well as home to the annual Powell Memorial for late models and the Ironman 100 for the V8 Thunder stocks. Keep in mind, this is kind of an interesting track here because it was located in Barberville, Florida. The track has undergone a variety of changes since opening in 1968. Initially known as Barberville Speedway, the facility originally operated as a quarter-mile dirt track before it was expanded to then a three-eighths of a mile in 1969. 3 years later after that, this thing grew again to half a mile, and then it was paved in 1989. Now it completely got rid of the dirt. But the track operated as a paved oval, hosting the NASCAR Xfinity Series before it was converted back to dirt in 1997. Apparently, they found it worked much better being that way. Dirt or pavement, quarter, three-eighths, or a half mile. It's been really for the last 5 decades, has a whole lot of racers there. Steve Grissom, Kenny Wallace, Don Schatz, and Brett Herm there has really been able to have their opportunity to be here at Volusia Speedway. Let's take a look at what we got coming up here so far at Volusia Speedway. Like I said, this thing will be just shy of that half-mile mark. Wingless 360s for 30 laps, 410 division for 30 laps, and that pickup series will actually be at Charlotte this week, 450 laps here. Track temperature, interesting enough, is 105 degrees. I figure it'd be melting the dirt out there by this time. 79 degrees in the air with about 48 degrees of humidity. That'll bring us our Tim Chapman pre-race show. Let's take a look here at our ARB qualifying session, what we've got coming up here, right now, guys. Definitely interested to see if anybody out here has got some fast times to hammer down. If Joseph Grandy, we're taking a look at now, see if he's got anything, as he nails that top pole position, but quickly taken over by Terry Landis. Both sectors of his first qualifying lap was faster than Grandy's. So Grandy might actually be starting more in that 5th, 6th area if he can't figure out how to find some more speed out of some of these turns here, which he does not. Slightly more, but man, he's got to make up almost 0.3 of a second when it comes to race time. Not too many drivers out here tonight. I believe we have a total of 9 here. I think these wingless guys, they don't really can't get enough of drawing to the wingless here. I think everybody gets a little nervous with running how we were last night with the 360 divisions for the Monday series, which puts some of these guys kind of on the hot seat, getting rid of that wing, unbolting it from the top, and then getting them back out here onto the track. Definitely going to kind of switch it up for some of them. I did want to go ahead and give a look here while we're getting through the end of our qualifying session here. Make sure I have some time to mention our All About Tie-Dye standings here. All About Tie-Dye is located in Liberty, Missouri. All About Tie-Dye is the official tie-dye of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Patrick Spangler leads the Wingless Warrior division here, but not too many points, only by about 31 points over Jack Hitt, which right now Jack Hitt, as we see, sitting in that 2nd position, and Patrick Spangler with actually a lot slower time than we expected, and showed up to the track a little bit late. Hopefully he'll have a better turnout here. I think Aiden Young may have bent his car up here as we see him here on the infield. Grandy's taking a little more time out there on the track. See if he can get this one down, and last week's winner, Steven Spies, will be out there right now in the 55 running 5th. As the qualifying session is coming to an end here momentarily. About another 20 seconds left of this one. So what you see is what we've got here so far for our qualifying group. Out onto the track, which of course then will rotate us to our first heat, and we'll get to that momentarily. Alright, that is going to do it there. Let's go ahead and take a look at who we got starting for Heat 1. Heat 1, of course, brought to you by Langton Mechanical. We'll talk about them here in just a second. I want to talk about the guys who are out here on the track right now. Jeff Barker, Steven Spees, 1 and 2. Brandon Dittmer will be starting 3rd, with Terry Landis starting on the outside of him and Aiden Young bringing up the back of the pack here. Only Heat 1. We should have a second one. That's where we'll kind of be able to see Spangler and these other guys get their way back out there. But let's go ahead and give a mention here to Langton Mechanical, our heat sponsor here. Langton Mechanical, they are second to none heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area, and promise their customers that their own professionally trained Langton specialists will be there personally every step of the way. They guarantee their customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance service of their heating or cooling systems. Every equipment sale, installation, and maintenance service call they make is backed 100% by Langton Mechanical. Definitely expect to see Spees turn this one out here. With Terry Landis with the fastest times out there on the track, he's going to be a tough cookie to beat. As they're following their double wide behind the Steve King Foundation truck. These guys are going to get it going here momentarily. Definitely looking good out there on the track here so far. Well, make sure you guys, if you think about coming to the Coast2Coast Racing League, obviously we got plenty of room out here for this wingless division and for the upcoming season, for the winter season. Guys, join us C2CRL.com. If you're looking for other racers that enjoy racing without all the drama, name calling, normal iRacing, come out and join the Cool Ray Coast2Coast Racing League. They've got 16 divisions, 7 days a week, and currently broadcasting at least 12 of those. So the members know that they're part of something bigger than just on-track experience. Go to C2CRL.com where the cars are virtual and the racing's real. Racing's underway as we speak. Steven Spees takes off here, but look at Brandon Dittmer go for that bottom line immediately. Didn't really hold up too much here as Dittmer gets a little out of shape, lining up for turn 3 here. Slides up. Terry Landis knows what to do. Takes that bottom line and gets on around Terry Landis. Quick move, quick thinking there, moving toward the bottom. Seems he knows exactly what was getting ready to happen with Brandon Dittmer starting so low, aiming into that turn here. Spees actually taking off, probably enjoying this lead here so far. Spees with 4 wins here in this wingless division, obviously looking for that 5th. He's got a lot of ground to make up if he wants to catch Patrick Spangler, but right now, if he puts on a driving exhibition like this, he's bound to get it here tonight. Halfway through this first heat here, Steven Spees still taking away in this lead. This will get him that front row starting spot that he desperately needs. Guys starting to single fire here. Landis 2nd, Brandon Dittmer 3rd, Aiden Young 4th, and Jeff Barker rolling into the backfield here in the 5th position. A little into the cushion there. You saw it straighten him out there just a little bit, but not too bad from our new Hall of Famer here at the C2C League. See how Brandon Dittmer's doing when he had that gutsy call earlier in the race. So definitely makes up some ground here on Terry Landis on turn 3. White flag is out. He's only got about a couple more turns to see if he can overtake Terry Landis and put him behind him, but I think he may have gotten a little too much of that turn there. Definitely trying to get this turn exit. Here it comes. Oh, and Landis is going to fall to Dittmer. Spees, Dittmer, Landis, Young, and Jeff Barker. Not too bad. We're racing by these guys here so far for Heat 1. That is going to bring us straight to Heat 2, brought to you by Magnum Race Designs. Let's take a look at who we got starting. Like I said, kind of a small field here tonight, guys. If you guys are looking to kind of line it up for the wingless division, we'll see if they're going to broadcast it next year. We got to get more people turning out here to see if somebody can stop Patrick Spangler from this roll he's been on. Right now, Patrick Spangler will be first in the points, starting first here in Heat 2. Bob DeGood will be lining on the outside of him here. Jack Hitt will be starting in the 4th position, and Joseph Grandy will be starting 3rd. Now, a couple of our viewers out there always like Grandy's paint job out there. Definitely can't miss him for sure. That's kind of how I would say it. Definitely can't miss that 518 machine. Now is no better time than now. Let's go ahead and talk about that Steve King Foundation pace truck we see out front. That Steve King Foundation pace truck, you know, that foundation was actually formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, racing officials, track operations personnel, or, I mean, even the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious injury, illness, or death. If you want to learn more, guys, check out www.stevekingfoundation.org. Definitely an interesting story behind that one of Steve King there. Unfortunately, losing his life out there at Knoxville Speedway. Not too far from me. But you guys can go there, kind of check it out, and kind of help all the dirt racing community and everybody else out there. But let's see how these guys handle this second heat here. Like I said, only about 6 laps to go. Barney's got the green flag out, and Patrick Spengler, away he goes. Patrick Spengler off to an early lead here. Joseph Grandy down toward the bottom. Let's get a little closer look and see what Grandy's got for him here. Diving into turn 3. 3 wide, here we go. Pushing his way on through. Jack Hitt does. And he goes ahead and secures that second spot. Round and round they go here. Looks like Jack Hitt right now sitting second in points. Seeing if he can reel him in at this point. But not so sure as Patrick Spengler off to about a second lead here already. Not under fire with a good start there to the race. He's going to be able to pull away, and this one should be locked up for Patrick Spengler. He should be pretty well versed here in the 360s, winning the Renegade League last night, especially at Class A race. Man, he had some tough racing ahead of him, but he was able to secure a win there. Also, keep in mind, we have the 410 division coming up. This is our reigning champ here for the 410 division. He has 7 wins in that one and is just about out of reach from Randy Shreves, who Mr. Consistency has been trying his best to kind of catch him here, but Randy Shreves, when he's around 9 races and he's placed out of that at least a top 5 finish out of 8 of those races, definitely, you know, you can't kind of hang your head any part about that. Randy Shreves has tried his best to try his hand at those 410s, but man, Patrick Spengler just has it on a roll the same way he has it here in Heat 2. In the wingless division here we go. Looks like he's going to take the checkered flag for Heat 2. Spengler, Grandy Hitt, and Bob DeGood. Definitely a good stack up here from a few of our drivers here so far. That's going to bring us to our warm-up session. Warm-up session, of course, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Flatline Racing Bodies is quality racing bodies produced by former NASCAR regional short track champion Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. I'm sure we'll see another few Chapmans here tonight in the Asphalt League. We should see Tim and Zach Chapman there. Hopefully we'll see those guys collect up and really put it down there at Charlotte. Definitely interesting always seeing these guys come off the dirt and then try their hand at the asphalt. I'm sure we'll see Aiden Young there for sure. Aiden Young definitely does a hell of a job out there. He's been winning a lot here lately. Just going to take a few moments here, kind of take the scenic route, taking a look around Volusia Speedway. Definitely seeing how many different ways it has changed. And we'll see who ends up on that pad over there for winner circle here. As they take a trip down Cool Ray Heating and Air Conditioning Victory Lane, we'll have a chat with our winner right now in the warm-up. Aiden Young's our fastest guy out there. Joseph Grandy second. Terry Landis actually hanging out in that third spot. Wonder if anybody can unseat Terry Landis here at Volusia Speedway. Definitely seemed to be his favorite coming out here. He had the most laps actually turned during practice. So he's put a lot of time down and improved his game here. But with the feature being next, he's really got to bring his A game coming into this one. I figure these guys should have plenty of room out there so far. Seeing that cushion's, you know, got plenty up there toward the top, so it shouldn't wear away too bad here. 30 laps, it might start getting around that 20, 22 mark And then you'll see these guys really kind of sliding around, hopefully trying their best to see if they can find just that little more grip. I wouldn't think that we're going to have any issues kind of down the front or backstretch with it mounting up near the wall, but it's definitely possible with seeing the Brandon Dittmer line we saw him running earlier, as our warm-up is coming to a close here. It looks like Jack Hitt has unseated our main man there, Aiden Young, for our warm-up. Let's get ready to get these guys gridded up here. Man, oh man, oh man. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Steven Speed starting in the front row with Patrick Spangler on the next to him. Second row, Brandon Dittmer and Joseph Grandy. Third row will be Terry Landis and Jack Hitt. Definitely excited to see how those guys show up. I'm curious to see if Terry Landis, starting on this inside line, if he hangs down there toward the bottom and works his way back to the front. Jack Hitt starting 6th. Aiden Young starting on the inside of the 4th row. Bob DeGood starting 8th. And Jeffrey Barker in the back, starting 9th. 9 drivers out here on the track. That'll be brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series. Starting lineup here for our wingless division. Taking a look at it here, Steven Spees. Like I said, winner last week. Unfortunately, Patrick Spangler wasn't able to pull out the win that time. So actually, Spees in this wingless division has more wins than anybody else at this point. If he wins here tonight, he will actually be tied with the combination of Patrick Spangler, Joseph Grandy, and Brennan Lacey for wins here. The 3 of those guys combined have 5. Spees gets it here tonight. That should go ahead and work him into a solid area. Unfortunately, Steven Spees is about, from my math is right, about 28 points behind Jack Hitt here. Jack Hitt actually starting back there in the 6th position. I think a lot of this this field is going to mix up here. Kind of change the route these guys go during this race. Alrighty, as the Steve King Foundation truck is ducking on off, Patrick Spangler and Steven Spees here toward the front, and away they go. Green flag is out. Spees down toward the bottom, see if he can slide up in front of Patrick Spangler and stop him from riding that cushion to get that speed he always gets. Toward the top, and he's not able to do it. Brandon Dittmer catches the outside tire of Steven Spees here, and it looks like Dittmer is around. Quick little cartwheel there, no caution. He's back on his feet, that was amazing. Not quite sure how we managed that one. Might take a look at that later on here in the race if these guys start spreading out a little bit. Oh man, I don't know about you guys. Did you see Patrick Spangler up on 2 wheels on that one? Now we're under yellow. Let's roll back to actually see what happened to Brandon Dittmer here. A little confusing why we're starting all the way here. That doesn't make much sense. Show me Brandon Dittmer. Wow. Awesome. Way to go. Let's see what is the cause of our caution here. Ooh, Dittmer. Yep, just a little too much in the cushion there from Dittmer. And we actually rotate up here to Patrick Spangler almost on the same turn here. Watch the right front of his, the side of his car here. Man, look out. That was pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and get us back live here because I'm sure that pace truck wants to duck on off here pretty soon. Not sure if Patrick Spangler had a disconnect here. Oh, there he is. I just outrun that pace car. Take a peek here as the pace truck lights are off. Excellent. These guys are starting too wide. I always get nervous they're going to start only single file. I kind of don't really like that. They get single file, it kind of lets everybody spread out. No battles really actually happen. When these guys get side by side, you know, people like Joseph Grandy gets another chance to fight his way toward the front. Seeing Brandon Dittmer actually starting back 6 more positions from where he started. Definitely not where he wants to be here. We gotta take a peek here of how these guys have kind of switched up here on the track. Dittmer trying to see if he's got anything for us here, but man, I don't know what happened to Patrick Spangler, but he fell way off during that restart. Definitely a nasty start here for Patrick Spangler. Now he will be in the back. I don't know if Patrick Spangler's having some mechanical issues here. A little spin out here, and now he's all the way in the back. Final spot, 5 seconds off the lead. He's going to have to do something, but I don't count him out just yet. Patrick Spangler's got a lot of speed here, and he can figure out how to make things happen. Let's rotate up here to Joseph Grandy, who's under fire right now by Jack Hitt, who's right behind him. A little nudge right there, and see if we can go ahead and push our way a little closer to these guys as they fight their way around Volusia Speedway here. Back and forth these guys go. Aiden Young now taking a peek here in that 69 machine down toward the bottom. Joseph Grandy up into the cushion, riding that right rear tire, trying to see if he can get a little push off on that turn exit, but Terry Landis sends it in there and turns Aiden Young for our second caution here of the night. Speed it up here a little bit. Yeah, you just see, boy, he just gets a heck of a run trying to sling it into this turn, and the two of them just get caught up. What I'd like to do is actually take a roll back here and see actually what happened to Patrick Spangler. And why he kind of did what he did here. He got going and then all of a sudden, like something happened. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Let me see if we can roll it back here just a little bit and see if... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's having some trouble. Right now, I think at this point, Patrick Spangler might be out of the race. I see him sitting down pit road as we speak. He's been down there for about a minute. I don't know if he's got damage. I didn't see anything comparable, you know, anything a real big issue. I mean, he did pop it up on 2 wheels. But I don't see where any damage has occurred. So our points leader is actually going to place dead last here in this race. That is heartbreaking for him, which is going to allow Jack Hitt, if Jack Hitt can get a solid finish here tonight, to really reel him in. Steven Spees, if he can get a win here, this may put Patrick Spangler way back in the points and might actually take the win here away. Not so easy in this wingless division. Interesting to see Spees kind of hanging back so far from that pace truck. I figure he'd be up on him, but man, he definitely gets that running start and be able to break away from Joseph Grandy. Definitely fighting here toward the back. It looks like Bob DeGood got the worst of it here. Bob DeGood falls back now. Aiden Young trying to see if he can find that room back again. Terry Landis sending it once again back into that turn. Aiden Young seemed already enough of that. Terry Landis back into the turn, down on toward the bottom. And Aiden Young trying to see if he's got anything for him toward the top. Terry Landis moves his way toward... You can see how early Terry Landis is actually turning. He's actually kind of drifting it way before the turn. Some of these guys are a lot more straight. But as I say that, it looks like we got Jeff Barker into the wall here. Almost sent it over the fence. And is that going to bring out our third caution now? Take a look at it here from Jeff Barker. Yeah, oh yeah. Definitely kind of started humping up right there before the turn and caught him. Starts bouncing, I guess, like a basketball here. Maybe we can get a ride along with that one. What do you say? Let's see if we can get a ride along. Whoa. Whoa. And back on his tires. You wouldn't think that. So that brings Jeff Barker back down pit road here. Quick little repair and back out on the track. Speed's still leading this race here, guys. I don't know if anything out there in the chat. Hey, finally somebody out there in the chat. All right. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I don't know if I could, I think that'd be one of those situations. I'd be sitting there and kind of close your eyes as everybody kind of flips around and around and around. Definitely was seeing the track, the wall, the sky, track, wall, sky, and that's just not a good place to be in. Fortunately, he was able to keep that car running, back on the tires. He didn't have to get it towed, and at least limp it back to pit road and get it squared away. I would be interested to see if it still puts Jeff Barker actually behind Patrick Spangler. I thought Spangler was back by a couple laps here, but apparently not. Patrick Spangler is going to retain an 8th place spot at this point, so he still might have a fighting chance here to see if he can at least get a podium position here tonight. Definitely a lot different what he tells us from the Renegade division. He just has no downforce with these wingless 360s. But once again, check out Jack Hitt trying to see if he can already post that slider right off the restart here. Terry Landis down toward the bottom on the inside of Brandon Dittmer. Terry Landis seeming to drag that drift on through, but let's keep on Grandy. He looks like he's starting to make a move for the lead. Separation now starting to happen with Spees. Might have had a really crummy turn between 3 and 4, which has now allowed Grandy to start falling back, allowing Spees to pull his way back toward the front. Jack Hitt on the outside of Terry Landis as Landis is staying toward the bottom. Hopefully out of trouble, nobody in front of him. And Terry Landis sitting in 3rd at this point, looking pretty good. Terry Landis right now our 9th place points leader, and we got another guy cartwheeling. I think Brandon Dittmer might be into the wall here. See if we can take another Malcolm's Mills mill riding replay here of what in the world happened. Oh. Yeah, kind of once those tires start picking up on the left side, you don't want to keep turning left. That'll just flip it. Oh, one more bounce and over the wall. Nice. Nice. Let's see if we can take another shot at angle of this. See if I can get something kind of behind him here. Kind of see. See how he started cranking to left. He got nervous. Cranked it left. That right front tire grabbed and sent him the rest of the way around here. Ready? One more. Boop. Oh, dude. Well, that's going to be something for the tow truck to figure out how to unwedge out of there. I guess that's why we pay our fancy infield crew to get squared away. See Brandon Dittmer already sitting in pit road. So he's going to be broken down for probably the remainder here of the race. But we aren't even halfway, and we're already a handful of cautions into this thing. Appreciate you guys joining us here at the Coast to Coast Racing League. Go to c2crl.com. We got all sorts of things out there that let you guys know what they also, what they have. I mean, they got a racing school there. We got different types of racing. If you like asphalt, they got asphalt. They got road racing. They got road racing. I believe that's on Sundays. They got every dirt league you can imagine, from 360s, pro lates. Obviously, you see the wingless here. We got the 410s coming up next. Definitely a lot of other things. I know Hometown Heroes on Wednesdays is a pretty busy night, and as well as Mondays. Man, look at Aiden Young. See if he can slide here on the inside of Jack Hitt. He bumps him out of the way just a little bit. Let's see if we can squeeze a little tighter here. Aiden Young down toward the bottom. Here we go. Let's see if Aiden Young gets it. 4th place. Terry Landis actually staying on that bottom line, finding that is where he needs to be fast here at Volusia. Right now, he has just lost the lead here to Steven Spees has lost the lead to Terry Landis as these guys switch back and forth between 3 and 4. I don't know where Spees is going to find any of the speed here toward the top. Seeing that not many drivers are riding down toward the bottom, there's still plenty of tack down there, and Terry Landis is using it. Halfway through this one here as we pass the line. Steven Spees seeing if he can fight around there, and you see now Steven Spees is taking a peek at this bottom line. Right now looking pretty good. Terry Landis still had a faster section there. Let's see how well he does in this one. Terry Landis still with a faster section, about almost 0.3 of a second faster. So now he's broken away to about almost a second lead here. To 3/4 of a second, right? Yeah, this is amazing. Terry Landis kind of from the back, up 4 positions from actually where it had him start here tonight. In the lead as we speak. Practice is paying off, but one wrong turn as you see how close he's getting to this wall here. One wrong turn, one bump off that wall is going to send him flying. Man, he's getting close to those tires. Right now, it is working right now for the number 161 here. Terry Landis finally getting a break here. Maybe a win in his corner for tonight. He could definitely use it for sure. Like I said, sitting in that 9th spot without a win yet. Steven Spees kind of seeing this one walk away from him. He's starting to kind of gain on him just a hair here. Not too much. He was a little faster between 1 and 2 last lap. But not very long. Looks like Terry Landis is now watching Steven Spees and Aiden Young fight it out here for another podium position, higher and lower. Spees right now holding on to second. Aiden Young running in the Landis line down toward the bottom. So Landis isn't going to be real happy about that because that's just going to start slicking up the bottom here. And now he may run out of lane. Spees has plenty of cushion here toward the top, but I just don't know if there is enough time. Remember I said it was going to slick up about that 22 mark. You see the center of the track is about as slick as it can get. Here for the wingless division. Aiden Young on the bottom. Patrick Spangler has now battled his way back into 4th. A lot of your top line runners not really used to running there toward the bottom as close as Landis has been running. Boy, this is looking pretty good for Terry Landis here in the front. Right now, part of that kart racing team. I'm sure they're going to be happy about having one of their guys bring home a win here tonight. Only 5 laps left to go in this one. Steven Spees seems to have stalled out the gain here by Terry Landis toward the front. Terry Landis now starting to rotate toward the top. Here we go. And yeah, you could definitely starting to see. So that comfortable Landis line that held him about a 1.2 second lead has now been chopped in half in a matter of 3 laps. Spees, now his time to strike, half a second behind and catching up very, very quickly. If he can keep this up, he should be able to catch him here, but he's only got to have about a lap to do it. Steven Spees trying to find more speed out there on the track. Does he have anything for him, especially on this turn exit here? Only about 3 laps left to go in this one. Spees back down toward the bottom. Getting a mask full of dirt right behind him. 161. Terry Landis starting to hold it to the floor here a little bit. You see him starting to send it a little bit harder. Seeing if he can find anything left down on that bottom line. White flag next time by. Spees is seeing if he can reel him in here. Still half a second gap between these two, and I think it might be the end here. Unless Landis makes a mistake, and that's kind of where it was, right there. Steven Spees has now reeled him in. White flag is out. Spees sending it on the inside. Almost caught him right there. Almost quick little bump. Steven Spees checks up. Last turn to make it happen here, and I think Steven Spees is not going to have it. Landis sends it in too hard. Turn exit. Here it comes. Got it. Oh! Spees got him by 0.07 of a second. Oh, my God. Steven Spees got him by 0.07 of a second. Holy cow, that was close. What an awesome run here by these guys. Let's take a look at those results. Holy cow, what an excellent run. That was so close. Right now, 2 out of the 3 Gambler Motorsport guys in the room here tonight, definitely on a tear. Definitely got toward the front, 1 and 3. Terry Landis of the kart racing team got his way on the podium as well, but just barely lost the lead right there at the end. Steven Spees, way to kind of stick it out here to kind of catch back up. I mean, excellent job here by our Steven Spees getting that win. Definitely. Didn't expect that one. I thought it was going to be pretty close, but that was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Definitely good work by these guys out here on the track. See if we can find Aiden Young here. Alrighty, I think I got him. Aiden Young, you got a copy on me here, bud?
I got you.
All right, man. Dude, I'm fairly certain I've been talking to you a lot lately, and I'm sure I might be able to talk to you here in the truck series, but let's start with the wingless 360s. What a run this was here, man. Definitely a battle to the front.
Yeah, it's a car that 10 times out of 10 I won't drive, but I sometimes get in them and try to do my best.
All right, man. Well, see, you seem to still be able to hold this car all together, especially without that wing on the top. I think Patrick Spangler had a little bit of trouble here tonight. Was Jack Hitt giving you some trouble out there on the track?
Not really. It's mainly me screwing up once in a while, not having experience in the car, but we made it work.
All right. Well, Terry Landis definitely was sending in those turns pretty hard, man. I think he got you two guys spun around there for one of those cautions. Finally, once there was some green flag laps, you guys were able to get some speed. But Aiden Young, great job tonight. Dude, we got 410s up next. I know how you are in the pro lates. How confident you feeling moving to the 410 division?
I lost the win last time, so let's go try to get it back.
All right, man. Williams Grove it will be, so go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and let's get you ready for that.
I gotta thank Gambling Motorsports as always. Obviously, Cool Ray for being on the car each and every week. Obviously, my family for letting me do this.
All right, Aiden Young. Fantastic job tonight, bud, and I'll catch up with you later.
Thank you.
All righty, and that's going to move Aiden Young down. That moves us to Terry Landis, our second-place finisher here tonight. Oh, man, he's got to be about heartbroken as they can be. Terry Landis, man, how close could that be?
Oh, that was fun. Steven just told me, I think it was 800ths of a second or 8,000ths of a second.
Yeah.
Something that's crazy.
Yeah, 8,000ths of a second, man, and definitely hit. You had a 1.2-second lead, but once I saw a few more people start running that bottom line, I think it was going to slick up too much for you, and you weren't going to be able to kind of wrap it around the track yet like you had been.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's what I figured. Everybody's running the bottom, and in 3 and 4, I was just telling Steve, in 3 and 4, it was so hard to get it to get it to rotate. You had to like almost throw it sideways to get the angle coming on turn 4.
Oh yeah, well I was definitely keeping an eye on you there for a good while, man. You definitely know how to floss that left front tire just off the wall and barely miss those tires each and every turn. So I guess all that practice paid off, at least for a podium position tonight. Speeds did kind of yank the win out of your hands here, man. It was almost your first time getting a win here in the wingless division this season, man, but so close. 410s are up next for Williams Grove, man. Dude, how confident you feeling moving there?
Oh yeah, oh my God, that's my home track, kind of, sort of.
All right, man. Well, I will definitely expect to find you back in the booth in that section. But first, go ahead and give me your shout-outs here tonight, and let's get you on over there.
All right, yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Galen's Homegrown Popcorn. It's best popcorn you can buy and eat, and they all sorts of flavors. And if you put cart into the code, you get 15% off. And the guys back at the KSR, and you for putting everything on, and C2C for giving us a place to race, and my wife Judy.
All righty, Terry Landis in the 161, man. Keep up the good work. I definitely expect to see you do well at Charlotte as well tonight too, as well, man. Just try to stay out of trouble out there. You keep getting up to the top 10, and somebody's got to nudge you.
I know, right? Yeah. Well, that was my bad. I overdrove it getting into Aiden. You know, that was horrible for me. But
that's all right, man. Accidents happen. At least you guys had enough track to battle it back in the front. Terry Landis in the 161 car here, bud. Good job.
Thanks. Have a good night.
All righty, Terry Landis, which now, of course, moves me to our race winner here tonight. Man, I'm talking to him over and over and over again. Steven Spees, what a race here, dude. And how close that was.
Yeah, I was just looking 8 thousandths of a second. Terry probably really deserved that one. He really had that car working on the bottom. It's just a little harder to be consistent down there, and I think he bobbled just enough that I was able to nip him at the line, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what I noticed a lot of people were trying is Aiden Young, Jack Hitt, and I believe Jeff Barker. These guys were running down toward the bottom of the track and started wearing out his line too soon. And man, you just kind of stayed consistent, stayed toward the top, everything worked. And you saw Terry Landis, he actually started hunting for a new line. And that's where you started reeling him in. And dude, man, how do you keep the patience with only, 5 to go, knowing that you now have the upper hand?
Yeah, I just kept searching for something. I tried to run low for a handful of laps, tried modifying my line where I was entering. So, ultimately kind of settled on a sort of a slider into 1 and 2, and then all the way up top 3 and 4. And like you said, with 4 or 5 to go, it seemed like that worked. The lap times were good. And so just crossed my fingers and tried to be consistent. Like I said, Terry had it rolling down there. So it's fun to have a rabbit to chase and make you work hard.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jeffrey Kemper out there in the chat said, what a great finish. I know this is kind of probably a dumb stat to you, but this will actually be your 5th win here in the Wingless Warrior division. You having 5 wins is a total collection of the combined of 3 other drivers as well, and they have 5 wins. That being Patrick Spangler with 2, Brendan Lacey with 2, and Joseph Grandy with 1. So out of the 10 races, you've got 5 of them. So what a wild run it was here at Volusia, man. But 410s are up next. Man, I know you're kind of wishy-washy. We're going to see you in there?
I'll go see what the team's doing, and I may hang in and run 410s tonight. We'll see in a minute.
Boy, that's what I like to hear. All right, Steven Spees, well, go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, bud. And let's get you switched on over there then.
Yep, we always say thanks to the Gambler teammates, thanks to Cool Ray. Everything that Cool Ray does for all these leagues is much appreciated. So anybody in their multiple regions that they support, go use them and have them take care of your heating and cooling needs. I'd like to shout out Midwest Turbo and Performance, mtpturbo.com. Anybody that's into going fast in straight lines, EFI systems, superchargers, et cetera, et cetera. And then, I always like to thank the folks that watch and tune in and comment and follow us and all those good things. Thanks for spending your time with us.
All righty, Steven Spees in the 55. Started in 5th in the 1 heat, man, but definitely turned it around here. Great job tonight, bud, and I'll catch up with you later.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, everybody, Steven Spees getting it done here tonight. That is going to move us to our commercial here as we switch over to Williams Grove to find those 410s out there running. They'll be starting momentarily, but we'll be right back after these commercials.
Hi, I'm Olivia Olson, Industrial Engineering Junior and club volleyball member here at Penn State. I'm very excited to say that Thon is right around the corner, just a month away. And for those of you that don't know, Thon is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. They're committed to raising funds and supporting those who are affected by childhood cancer. This year, Thon is taking a very different meaning for me. Last March, just as the weather was getting ready to turn, we were all super excited to go play some more outdoor volleyball. One of my best buddies, Jesse King, went home for a routine checkup. Fast forward 60 days later, and he's just waking up from a medically induced coma. 6 months later, he's just being released from the hospital after being diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, kid's a fighter. He made it through chemo, radiation, and he's currently battling his way through extensive cognitive and physical therapies. He's doing great. He's finally letting out some of that personality that we've all been missing for so long. Luckily, the King family, thanks to 4 Diamonds, has yet to see a medical bill. There are a lot of families that can say the same out of all the good that's come out of this. So if you would like to join me and club volleyball in the fight against childhood cancer, please click the link to donate. Any size donation makes a world of difference for the King family and families alike. If donating at this time isn't the best option for you, please, 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 please share this video, because the more eyes on it, the better, and every dollar truly does make a difference. In addition, any thoughts, prayers, good vibes are always greatly appreciated because we just want our best buddy back at school with us. All that being said, please always remember to never take anything for granted. Tell the people around you that you love them loud and often, and even the smallest acts can make a world of difference. Many thanks and lots of love from me and the club volleyball family and all of those being supported by Thon and Four Diamonds.
Alrighty, and we are back here just a little early. I know some of these guys out here definitely want to get qualifying underway. They are in no shape to kind of continue waiting on us. They want to go ahead and get it going as we speak. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our top times here at Volusia Speedway. Get this underway here in just a second, man. They're definitely outrunning me at this point. Grandy right now with the fastest time. I believe last time I was here at Williams Grove, I was with Marty's at Cal, and I think we saw a couple drivers actually send their car through the bridge. Jeffrey Kemper might have been one of them, if I remember right. But what a wild race that was. Brian Dickens right now holding that first spot line. Fastest on the track at this point. Alright, as qualifying looks like it's getting ready to wrap up here in just a second. Let's see if we can find anybody else out there on the track. Looks like Brandon Dittmer's finally sending it around the track here at this point. This qualifying session brought to you by the ABR Setup Shop, with more than 7 years of iRacing experience and 3-time iRacing World Outlaw Sprint Car Series World Champion. Alex Bergeron is your coach and your setup builder for iRacing. The goal is to make you the fastest on the track without any exceptions. Don't look any farther than ABR Setup Shop. They offer weekly official racing setups, custom setup requests for your specific races, and most importantly, one-on-one coaching sessions. Looks like everything is kind of getting ready to wrap up here for the qualifying. About another 45 seconds. See if anybody else is out there. I think Devo might be out there. Yeah, Devo's out there, but he is not moving at this point. Patrick Spangler is yet to qualify. Right now, make sure we give a little shout out here to Patrick Spangler, our leader in the 410 division. 714 points this man's racked up. Randy Shreve is behind him in second place with 642. So I think all is kind of over from that. I don't think there's much left really for Patrick Spangler. I don't know if he really has to race to really bring home the cup on this one, seeing it being this week and 2 more after that. Not too shabby out of him. Rotate over to our first heat here. Let's see if anybody's getting there on the track. There we go. We got a few guys out there on the track. Starting first, Jeff Barker, Jack Clevenger. We saw Jack Clevenger do a hell of a job yesterday, seeming to do just fine here tonight. Starting in second, Joseph Grandy will actually be in that third position. Brian Dickens fourth. Terry Landis will actually be starting in the fifth. And Aiden Young will be sixth, starting out our first heat warm-up here. Definitely see what we got here. Of course, brought to you by Langton Mechanical for our first heat. These guys will be underway here momentarily. This track is actually located in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. This half-mile track is located outside of actually what they call Williams Grove Park, which is actually an amusement park. They built something just adjacent to it and built this track until 1930s. And they actually built this track. So far it's been sitting out there since 1939, which was the first race winner. Tom Heinerschitz out there for the winner on May 21st of 1939. A quick little look at it out there and how these guys run and kind of really how far along this has been going. Pace truck is off. Let's see if Jeff Barker can hang out here in the front. Green flag is out and away they go. Definitely a different kind of looking half mile than what we just saw at Volusia. Definitely plenty of straightaway on this at this track. Whoa, man. Jeff Barker definitely taking there toward the inside. As he does that, he takes out Grandy, who was on the outside. Joseph Grandy now way in the back. Hopefully he's able to battle his way back up in front of a cutoff position. Clevenger, Dickens, Barker, 1, 2, and 3. Looks like Aiden Young is not satisfied with a 4th spot. See if he's going to try to put it. Oh, man. Jeff Barker cuts up in front of Aiden Young. Aiden Young straightens it out during the turn and reevaluates. Gets a better angle and around he goes. Up into the cushion to get the stick and around he goes. Brian Dickens now putting pressure actually on Jack Clevenger. Jack Clevenger not afraid at all. Oof. Little nudge there. Let him know you're there. As Jack Clevenger trying to hang out here for Heat 1. See if he can get his way pushed around. 2 laps left to go in this one. Hanging on so far here. Ooh, man. Brian Dickens looking here toward the inside. Not quite enough. Jack Clevenger now going to have to send it in a little bit harder, use up a little more of that cushion, and get that turn exit, and he does. Yeah, Jack Clevenger, man, he's got this thing on a rail. Around he goes. He's going to bring Heat 1 win. Dickens 2nd, Young 3rd, Jeff Barker into the 4th, and, man, Joseph Grandy back here in the 5th position. Definitely a hard nudge there, not where he wants to be starting that heat, or starting the feature here tonight, which brings us into Heat 2, brought to you by Magnum Race Designs. Magnum Race Designs offer iRacing wraps, hero cards, logos, flyers, and even t-shirt designs. If you're looking for a new design and you want attention to detail, competitive pricing, and fast turnaround times, check out Magnum Race Designs on Facebook, where you can contact them directly through Messenger. Keep in mind, they're also a proud sponsor of that 358 division. Donovan Ross runs in that division, I believe. Here, Devo right now running in that front position with Randy Shreves. Mr. Consistency sitting 2nd. Andy Patton in 3rd. Brandon Dittmer. Hopefully he's able to get a little better run here this time around, running in the 4th position. Bob's a good 5th. And Patrick Spangler actually back of the pack here. Patrick Spangler right now, like I said, hardly really having a race it here for this race. With the amount of points he has collected here so far, definitely should be an easy-peasy one here for him. But we'll see how he hangs out here at Williams Grove. He's only lost 2 races in this division, and both of them have been to Steven Goldner, who's hanging out in that 10th spot. Steven Goldner's shown up for 3 races and won 2 of them. Patrick Spangler's shown up for 9 and won 7. Let's see how Devo and Randy Shreves get it done here in this heat. For Heat 2, away they go. Donovan Ross down toward the bottom. Randy Shreves is going to be happy about having this top line here. But trying to share it actually with, looks like Brandon Dittmer here, trying to see if he can wedge his way into the top line as well. Patrick Spangler around from the back spot, and around he goes. Patrick Spangler all the way from the last, so from 6th to 3rd in 1 lap. Definitely, man on the move here, definitely making it happen. Patrick Spangler, I mean, I wonder what he's got underneath the hood of this 410. Every single week, this is what it looks like. At 39, he puts it wherever he wants it to go. A little higher into the cushion than most everybody else, and it looks like Brandon Dittmer's thinking the same thing. Pushing Randy Shreves down toward the bottom right now. Here are our points leaders. Sitting right now 2nd and 3rd. Patrick Spangler battling out as Brandon Dittmer gains the lead here for Heat 2. Oh, Patrick Spangler catches the right rear tire. That's going to buck him and start him in the back of the feature. Not where he wants to be. Let's rotate back up to Randy Shreves, see if Randy Shreves can run him down now that he's not side by side here with Patrick Spangler. Randy Shreve's still trying to do some work here. In the 56 machine, seeing if he can catch the 83. Not much left. White flag is out. He may just have to kind of bow out here and let the 83 get going. In round 3 and 4, and this will kind of wrap up our race here as we see him kind of coming to the line. Wow. Definitely not how I saw that one going. Dittmer, Shreves, Donovan Ross comes 3rd. Andy Patton 4th. Bob DeGood 5th. And Patrick Spangler in 6th. Definitely tough running by all our guys here tonight. Let's go ahead and rotate to our Flatline Racing Bodies warm-up. See if any of these guys can kind of, to me, calm this one down a little bit. This is definitely, these guys trying to push around here, making something happen. Not really having much luck out there, especially Patrick Spangler on that one. I'm sure he's not happy at all about what just happened in that running. But now would be a good time to go ahead and mention our C2C Speed Shop Driver of the Week. C2C, this is where the iRacing meets real racing. There's much to see, so check out the neat apparel and gifts at the Coast2Coast Racing League and our partners. Go to c2crl.com for more information. Driver of the Week gets one of the mugs for being Driver of the Week, and you actually see him out here on the track here tonight. Joseph Grandy was actually our Week 9 Driver of the Week. I know we did have that one skip week there because of the Dirt Track Bank World Final, but Joseph Grandy actually on Week 9 for the Coast2Coast 358 division. Started P15 and actually came all the way to P6, passing 9 cars. And in that same week, he started in the Rebels race on the Monday night. Started 14th and got past 8, getting all the way up to P6. So not too shabby. He's got a history of passing a lot of cars. Definitely, I think he'll have a heck of a shot here tonight, passing a bunch of cars, seeing the guy almost nudged out of it. Boy, that almost looks exactly what just happened in the earlier. Hopefully we'll kind of see this slow down a little bit. Now, right now, Joseph Grandy sitting 5th in the points. Patrick Spangler's around again. Unfortunately, 20 seconds left here in this warm-up, ladies and gentlemen. And we will get to our starting warm-up of the 410 division. That should do it. Go ahead and get right to our starting grid, brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast Premier Series showcasing the big block modifieds, premier drivers from Florida to Canada. The Super Dirt Car Series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks in front of the biggest crowds. The ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast. It's the Super Dirt Car Series. Starting out in the front row, Jack Clevenger and Brandon Dittmer, 1 and 2. That, of course, bringing Brian Dickens, 3, with Randy Shreve starting in 4th on the outside row. Aiden Young starting on the inside of row 3 with Donovan Ross starting 6th. Jeffrey Barker starting in 7th with Andy Patton in 8th. Hopefully these guys are able to battle their way toward the front. They've been fast a lot of this part here tonight. Joseph Grandy starting in 9th. Bob DeGood 10th. Terry Landis in 11th. And Patrick Spangler on the outside of row 6. And that should do it. 12 drivers here tonight to get this one done in the 410 league. Definitely good battles by some of our guys out here tonight. Hopefully they're able to, like I said, keep wheels on the ground. This is definitely going to be a good pile-up for most of our drivers out here. But let's go ahead and get everything up and running here, looking good. Obviously, the 410 Sprint Car Series is sponsored by 2-1 Designs. Make sure we give a shout out there to 2-1 Designs. I know we don't talk about them much. 2-1 Designs makes wrap for all dirt racing needs. In addition, they also do 1/18th scale RC wraps. They appreciate everyone's support and those who have put their trust in us and the wraps and paints. Check them out on Facebook at 2-1 iRacing Designs. So that is the number 2, the number 1 iRacing Designs. That's where you'll be able to find out 2-1 Designs out there for a paint scheme or anything that you're like that you may be looking for. Brandon Dittmer and Clevenger. This is I gotta admit, from the outside looking in, this is not exactly the front row I thought I would be seeing here tonight, but hey, I love to see it, especially when we're switching it up here tonight. Let's go ahead and get it done. Brandon Dittmer and Jack Clevenger starting in the front. Let's see if that outside row starts to hold. I think somebody who's got to have something show here so far is going to be Spangler, who's starting in the back. Somebody dialing toward the back here, not looking good. Joseph Grandy gets a huge shot there. Not happy about that. Clevenger already filed back to the 3rd position, no caution. Devo working there on the outside. You definitely see that middle of the turn work for him, so he's straightened out, fired through. Turn exit cost him here. Devo down toward the top. Grandy gets in the back of a driver here. Not good. Grandy having a heck of a time here. Got obviously a whole lot of cars in front of him. Andy Patton is literally like he got into. And Grandy trying to find a hole here to see if he can get through. No can do as Grandy's going to be held toward the top by Patrick Spangler, flossing it down toward the bottom here. Patrick Spangler gets the door shut on him here by Andy Patton. 513 machine of Jeff Barker right there. Oh, man. Catches Patrick Spangler, a points leader here. Definitely caught him mixed up here. And let's see Brian Dickens. Brian Dickens actually almost started to put pressure there on Jack Clevenger, but looks like Clevenger may have scurried away here and ended up getting a piece out in front of Brian Dickens there. So now he's able to get away. Devo falls back down to the 6th position. That is exactly where he started this race, so he's still got a lot of work to do. But a battle here for 2nd place. Randy Shreves. Topside as Aiden Young is now battling toward the bottom. Randy Shreves seeing if he got anything for him, but it looks like that bottom line is seeming to hold in at this point until it slicks up. I think it's going to go away. Brandon Dittmer knows to stay toward the top as this turn exit he just can't get away from. Brandon Dittmer way up into the cushion here, and I know I've seen Dittmer kind of turn it around a couple times here, getting that high into the turns. He's got to be careful. Landis not having as much luck as he did last race. Seems he may be in a couple tie-ups here. As we see, he's kind of bumbling around here back in the 12th position. Bob DeGood right in front of him for the 11th. So a lot of battles going on around here, figuring out where everybody's going to be. And if anybody's going to get past or caught up here, Aiden Young toward the bottom. Let's see if that inside line's going to pull. And it is. Right now, Aiden Young gets it done. Bottom line holding at this point. Aiden Young had the lead there for just a moment. And now Brandon Dittmer's got the line. So that seems 3 and 4. Aiden Young has it, and that's going to be perfect if he wants to win it. Brandon Dittmer getting up into the works here. Definitely having some trouble. We're under caution. I think Jeffrey Barker might have been it here. Yeah, we got a couple cars around. Here's Jack Clevenger. Seems to be one of the ones. Started up on the pole back here in 9th, tangled up. Let's go to our Malcolm Mills mill riding replay here. From the top, Grandy, 4 wide. Oh, man. Grandy kind of straightens it out here. Puts the pinch here on the 78. Oh, wow. Wow, that's definitely not what I expected to see. Let's take another look at that. Let's take a look. Grandy gets into the wall here just a hair. He tries to straighten it out, and there looks like a bump. And then all of a sudden, it starts collecting cars. Patrick Spangler, fortunately, out of the way of all that, or as you see, he's sliding around. Brian Dick is the 122. The front of his car comes off the ground. 78 sliding sideways to Jack Clevenger. I think Jeff Barker's the one who got the most damage here. Definitely a mix-up, mash to pieces for him. See if we can get this one back live here. There we go. All right. Seems Aiden Young held out the lead here. He's able to fight his way back toward the front. Only a third of the way through this run here. I say, guys, do not go away after the 410 division. We move over to the Truck Series brought to you by Tim Chapman Pickup Cup that will be running there. Actually, Charlotte, 50 laps. That should be a pretty bang-up race. Definitely expect to see a lot of fast drivers on that track. Now we're looking pretty thin here in the wingless division and the 410s, but hopefully we'll be able to get that straightened out and everything a-okay in the upcoming one. Right now, I got about 19 drivers getting locked and loaded here for the Charlotte run. But let's stay at Williams Grove as Aiden Young takes the lead here. Let's see if he can keep it. Great restart here by the 69 machine toward the front. Brandon Dittmer way up high. Definitely taking a different line. And you see two grooves are kind of forming here on this track. Looking from the top, you see where it's slick up top, and then right kind of in the middle, there isn't. Some guys definitely picking and choosing some lanes here. But Aiden Young out to about a quarter of a second lead, not too far ahead. Patrick Spangler now has fought his way into fourth. But he's still got Devo to get around here. You see he's fighting around Devo, who's staying toward the top. Donovan Ross using that turn exit there, and he's got to be careful as you see him kind of almost ricocheting off the wall here. Coming out of 4. Down the back chute they go, around they go, and Patrick Spangler capitalizes here. Fourth position, he's going for a 2-for-1. See if he can slide job Randy Shreves here. Oh, Randy Shreves gets, oh man. Devo all over the place, gets into Randy Shreves. Randy Shreves takes the hit, and Rick sends the force right back to him, sending Devo back up the track. Randy Shreves looking just a little bit slower than the two guys behind him here. Might be kind of that middle ground where the track isn't quite to his liking, and it either needs to be tacky or slick. There is neither one right now as we got our pile up. Brandon Dittmer, our second place runner, is in a wreck. See if we can roll that back and see what happens here. Yeah, Dittmer, I've kind of been saying something about this. Him riding so high into the wall, grabbing that wall. Bucks around, catches him right here, and then just turns into a roadblock. Patrick Spangler gets it. Devo gets it. Randy Shreves sliding through. Let's see if Grandy survived. Looked like Grandy might have caught it. Hopefully no steering damage to the 518. Grandy right now hanging out in the 4th spot. See if we can take another look at this from Patrick Spangler's area. From the top, rolls up into Devo. Randy Shreves slides through. Anybody else? Oh, Grandy got away. Oh, man. All right. Now it looks like some of these guys survived. They're able to get their way back to the front. Hopefully good luck continues for some of these guys. Aiden Young right now still holding that lead in the front. As he's going to go probably another lap here behind that Steve King Foundation truck. Steve King Foundation also offers tribute giving. Dedicated gift through giving, honor a loved one, recognize someone special, or celebrate a milestone by donating in the name while supporting the dirt racing community during times of need. They will notify the honoree of your generous gift. Aiden Young still here in the front. Looks like pace truck lights are still on here. drivers getting locked and loaded here for this restart. And kind of watch how Aiden Young kind of sets it up here. Donovan Ross right there on his back bumper. Boom. Shoots off and gets that gap. That's exactly what he's looking for. Try to get away here from taking a look top side here. So away we go. Donovan Ross still trying to wrangle that car in. I think a lot more speed is getting him toward the top, and he's battling it around the turns here. But man, as Devo got turn exit. Joseph Grandy right now seeing if he can hold on to third. Oh, man. Definitely good communication there. Grandy's saying, I'm coming in too hot. Look out. Donovan Ross corrects there just a little bit as Grandy files his way around. Almost a 4-wide condition there. As Grandy's still battling back here with Randy Shreves, who's hanging out on the bottom. Shreves, I think, might have a second win behind him here in about 4 or 5 laps, but he's got to turn it around here if he wants to get another podium position here tonight. Obviously, will continue his consistency for consistent top 5 finishes here. Man on the move once again. Patrick Spangler back there in the 8th position, staying on the bottom. Oof. A little lick right there. Like Brian Dickens might have been slamming the wall there a little bit. 87 of Andy Patton having some trouble here. Look out. Everybody seems to kind of get around that. No problem. Rotate back to Randy Shreve. See if he's got any more headway here. Fastest one through section 1 between turn 1 and 2 right there with Patrick Spangler. But Brandon Dittmer is now on a tear. After that last caution getting tangled up here, you know, fastest on the track, he's got to figure out where to come up with some more speed here. Brandon Dittmer sitting back in 8th, 6 down from where he started, but Aiden Young leading the race, 10 up from where he started. Right now, he's about to be under fire here by Donovan Ross. Boy, Devo's down toward the bottom, and he got him. Almost kind of walked around him here at this point. We'll see if Devo can hold out. Consistent placing and where you got to be is how you remain fast, and Devo's making it happen so far. Aiden Young trying to see if he can work that bottom line a little more. No can do. Not seeming to hold up too much as Aiden Young's trying to see if he can find some speed there on the bottom line that no one's running at this point. But Joseph Grandy thinks that's silly, and around he goes. So now Grandy's into second place, looking to see if he can get himself a race win here tonight. But Devo's got 6 laps to hold him off here at Williams Grove. Definite push through by all our drivers here so far. I'm looking to see if Patrick Spangler, you see him there on the top line here in the back. Seeing if he can start raking in some speed here. Right now, he is fastest on the track by almost half a second. Definitely some good times being laid down by him at this point. See if we can pop up some of those last lap times. You're going to kind of watch how he's starting to make up the gaps here. Patrick Spangler now reeling in Aiden Young. Boy, he looks like a sitting duck at this point. Let's kind of rotate up to Grandy, who looked like he was putting some shots in on Donovan Ross. These guys have been battling just about all night. Time is ticking down. 4 laps left to go in this one. Oh, slider. Grandy completes it. Devo checks up, see if he can slide back underneath of him. And Grandy's going to try to pinch him down toward the bottom. Devo gets in too deep. Here he comes. Look out. We're under caution. Man, I wish Grandy had hoped that caution hadn't come out because he might have had him. I think Brandon Dittmer's around for a second time here tonight. Let's see what we got. Yeah, just kind of riding that wall here a little bit. Brandon Dittmer actually spinning out almost in the identical spot we saw the last caution. Almost right at that opening right there where everybody gets onto the track. Take a look here actually at Donovan Ross's nose here. See if there's any sort of buildup on the edge of that turn that keeps catching him. As you see it's starting to get kind of bumpy there on that side. Seem to be too much problem for Devo out there, but he might be making the track change just a little bit with the way he drives. Devo's kind of sending it in there full speed halfway into the turn and then yanking the car around for the second half of the turn. That's how Devo's getting so much speed at this point. I don't see anybody else running that line, but for me, what do I know? Devo's leading the race. Aiden Young, unfortunately, has filed all the way back to the third position. Patrick Spangler, knowing how he's driving, this is actually a perfect spot for him. This clutches everybody back together, and now he doesn't have to run him down so much. So now will be his chance to kind of catch these guys and see if he can continue this winning streak here. Last week, Patrick Spangler, Aiden Young, and Brandon Dittmer 1, 2, and 3. Devo actually placed 7th in that race last week. He's got a hell of a chance this time to get a shot in on this one. All right, Devo, Grandy, Young, Spangler, Shreves, 1 through 5. Here we go. 2 laps to get it done before the white flag comes out. Getting away right now. Devo holding a solid line here. See if they can battle their way through. Definitely a mix-up. Grandy sending it toward the bottom. Patrick Spangler seeing if he can floss around Young, and I think he gets him. But let's stay up here right now with the lead of Grandy. Grandy's trying his best to see if he can get himself a race win here. This will be the first one here in the 410 division. Nudges that tire. And that opens the door for Patrick Spangler. Patrick Spangler dialing toward the inside here. Excellent. Boy, talk about ramping up the race here with a white flag out. See if Grandy and Devo take each other out here. Grandy trying toward the bottom once again. It's going to be a 3-way shootout. Patrick Spangler opening the lane. Spangler in the second. Bumped Grandy out of his way, and I think Patrick Spangler might be taking away a second place finish here. Wow. Not too bad. Not too bad. Wow. That was great. This breaks Patrick Spangler's 3 weeks in a row of winning here. Get to our feature results here as we get some of these guys kind of rounded up here. Get them locked and loaded. Awesome job. Awesome job as we get these guys kind of wrangled up here. Alrighty, that is going to bring our third place finisher here, Joseph Grandy. Oh man, Joseph Grandy, so close, bud, so close here tonight.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy finish, but these yellows, man, they get me. Messes up my rhythm here.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I thought you might have had something there for Devo. Kind of, how was the track holding up out there for you tonight?
It was fine. Williams Grove's one of my favorite tracks. I'm still pretty not good in the slick here. I'm still learning slowly, but I held my own. I did all right.
All right, man. Well, it's getting better and better and better. Right now, you're sitting in the 5th in points for the solid third place finish tonight. This should keep marching you up the chain here, man. I know Bob DeGood's a little bit off you from there, but man, definitely a churning. I don't believe you in it for asphalt tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and get your shout-outs here here at Williams Grove, man.
I just got to stop wrecking, then I'll be all right in points. But I'd like to thank you for the broadcast and Coast2Coast and all their sponsors that make this league run.
All right, Joseph Grandy, definitely out there in my chat. We got a lot of people that are rooting on your paint scheme, man, so they're definitely got their eyes on you, man. So
I appreciate it.
Yep, can't wait to catch up with you later. Bye.
Yep, have a good one.
All right, everybody, try to hurry up there with Joseph Grant. It sounded like he's almost in a little bit of a heated mix-up there, but that's going to move us to our second place finisher. Unusual second place finisher here, seeing how well he did in the Renegades yesterday. Patrick Spangler, talk to me about tonight, dude.
It's a roller coaster night. Definitely from even the start of the wingless. Just didn't have luck on my side tonight, and then needed another lap or two. I think I had something for Donovan, but it was a good race by everybody. It's always fun at Williams Grove. The bottom was fast at the beginning, and the top came super fast at the end. 3 and 4 was pretty even, so it was fun. Nice, good close racing.
All right, well, seeing that, I think you had to actually serve a penalty tonight in the 410 sprints. Started you in the back of the pack. Definitely not where you want to be, man, but definitely something we got to keep an eye on here pretty soon. This breaks your streak once again, dude. You had 3, 1 last week, but here you are, at least bringing in a second-place finish, man. Awesome job here tonight, especially after the Renegade finish. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs, man. Let's get you wrapped in for the night.
It's you for putting on this race, my crew for repairing both my cars, dad and uncle back home watching, the wife watching, and Rod for putting on the league.
All right, Patrick Spangler, great job tonight, bud, and I'll probably catch up with you next week, man. Take it easy.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, Patrick Spangler in the 39, which brings us to Devo, who ended up getting the race win here tonight. This is bringing us to our Cool Ray Coast to Coast Racing League victory lane here. Well, make sure we give a quick little shout out to them if I can get to the right area. Whoops. All right, Cool Ray Heating and Air Conditioning is proud of their reputation by providing excellent cooling, heating, and plumbing electrical service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. I'm sure somebody with 100% satisfaction right now has got to be Donovan Ross. Dude, talk to me about this race.
I took the green and away we went, and ended up with feeling pretty good, actually. Just kind of found a line there that nobody was running and just worked our way forward and got into Patrick there. I don't know who he got into, but speared him right in the middle of the race. Thought for sure that we were all broken, but seemed to go okay for the rest of the race. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, definitely a good shootout there right at the end. Do you think if he had 2 more laps, he'd have had something for you, but not quite, not all the way there. But man, definitely a good race by you. And like you were saying, you were running a different line than everybody else, and you were shooting into actually 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, almost full speed until you hit halfway, and then really slamming it toward the wall. Getting it wrapped through. Is that kind of what you've been practicing doing?
Nah, there's no practice here. We just figure out something. And I was telling Jack Clevenger in Discord that I've never used so much brakes in a race. So, just basically straight into the corner and then grab a whole footload of brake. And, and I knew Grandy was running, just pretty much off my left rear. I got a little bit sideways there and I could see him there. So he had a good line and I think I just had a little bit more momentum there.
All right, man. When you turn back into the broadcast, you'll see one of them. Actually, I got it here in slow-mo of Grandy running up your left rear tire there. That almost bucked him around, but they were able to keep it back straight. But you bring home the win here in the 410 division. Actually unseat Patrick Spangler from his three race win streak. So not too shabby here, but Devo, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, man.
I'll just thank Redine, SimSport, or SRC, you guys, for the broadcast, Roger, all the guys behind the scenes that work hard to do what they do to keep this thing going. So go take this helmet off and put on the old asphalt helmet and see what kind of hell we can cause over there.
All right, man. Well, Charlotte is where we're going to be, so watch out for that tunnel turn coming out of 4. A lot of people ride it up into the turn, and it causes nothing but havoc.
Yep, full lock left and close your eyes.
No, don't do that. Come on.
I would talk to you after a while. Thanks.
All right, Devo. Talk to you later, bud.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Donovan Ross there. Kind of taking a peek, actually, at Donovan Ross during some of the practicing he's been doing. He turns a little early into the turns. Hopefully he's able to straighten that out before he gets in the apron. Too bad here tonight. Fortunately, these guys will have 50 laps to kind of get it squared away. Me, personally, I hope some of them have kind of practiced just a little more before we get it back squared away. But let's go ahead and get you guys to a commercial here. And let's run down those guys at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Hi, my name is Olivia Olson. I am an industrial engineering senior and club volleyball member here at Penn State.
And I'm Alex Ryan, a computer science senior and another club volleyball member. And we're excited to announce that we're planning to dance in Thon 2023.
Thon is a 46-hour, no sitting, no sleeping dance marathon aimed towards raising funds to support those affected by childhood cancer. It is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. We'll be dancing in honor of one of our best friends, Jesse King. Jesse is also a part of club volleyball, but a lot of us would consider him family. Immediately, freshman year, Alex and I clicked with Jesse and all the other new members of club volleyball. We went to the dining hall together for a lot of our meals, spent weekends together, and ended up going on vacations together. It really does feel like family to us.
Going into junior year, Jesse was supposed to live with myself and a few of our other friends, but he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in March of 2021. He's been through chemotherapy, it's been a year since he's finished radiation, and we can officially say that he has no active cancer. Currently, he is undergoing physical and cognitive therapies.
Thanks to Thon and Four Diamonds, the King family and many other families have yet to see a bill related to medical expenses, hotels, parking, gas fees, and all other related travel expenses. It just goes to show that every dollar raised truly does go a distance. It allows families to focus on the recovery of their child as opposed to financial stress.
Because of this, we've got to spend a lot more time with Jesse and his family, who are the nicest people in the world. They throw awesome tailgates, and every time we see them, a little bit more of the Jesse that we know and love peeks through.
Until then, we are fully committed to the mission of Thon and Four Diamonds by raising funds to support the Kings and all the other families affected by childhood cancer.
With Thon less than 100 days away, we're asking that you consider donating. Regardless of the amount, it will make an immense impact. To donate to our donor drive, please scan the QR code or click the included link.
If donating isn't in your cards today, please share this video with those around you. Help us get our fundraising past the finish line.
This is a race that families can't afford to lose.
Good day, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about Movember. So Movember was started in 2003 in Australia and has become worldwide. For those unfamiliar, Movember is all about awareness of health issues for men. So A lot of men grow mustaches in Movember. That's where the name came from. And just so you know, I plan on celebrating Movember by having my prostate hocked out. So first of all, the prognosis is good because of early detection. So, and as a result of that, I have decided to declare myself the Coast2Coast Racing League Movember poster child for 2022. On a more serious note here, you know, the average age of our league is 41. So if you're on the top side of that, you need to get tested regularly. I'm talking PSA tests, you know, the rubber glove, you know, 2 seconds of discomfort for maybe a lifetime of living. Also, you know, colonoscopies, you know, every 5 or 10 years or whatever your doctor recommends, but you need to get those done. So just reminding everybody, it's something men aren't comfortable talking about or doing. Everybody thinks they're a tough guy. You know, let's go out and get tested for the sake of yourself, but more importantly, for the sake of your family. And, you know, as they say, the life you save may be your own. So just we're all in this together, guys. You know, reach out. You can reach out to me, or more importantly, reach out to your doctor. And in closing, I just want to, you know, I want to know if Marty Sakala is going to grow a mustache for Movember.
Alrighty, we are back here, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is about to get underway here just momentarily. Let's go ahead and have a chat about where we are here tonight. Charlotte Motor Speedway, that being definitely one of my favorite tracks out there. Let's see what we're looking at. 118 degrees out onto the track. 50 laps we're looking at tonight. 2 faster pairs on limited tires. Just a hair under 90 degrees out there on the track for that air temperature. So it's going to be should be plenty tacky for these guys to stay stuck to the track. I think what a lot of guys are going to do is dive into that turn a lot earlier than they expect. And that is not going to play well for that tunnel turn. That tunnel turn actually being the exit of 4. Then you're going to see these guys actually slide up and probably tag the wall here tonight. Bob Light is actually one of our faster drivers out there on the track. Hopefully we'll see if he's got anything for us out there with some speed at this point. Let's see if we can get anybody out there who's got some solid qualifying time here. Unknown at this point right now. We are taking a look at Jack Clevenger in the 78 machine. Didn't do too shabby on Monday night. I believe he came away with 1 win. Oh man, see right there, see how it kind of whips the back end of his truck around? That's not what you want to do, so it's going to be a little slower on this lap. Clevenger sitting 7th and working his way on down. Man, you see how they're kind of yanking it in? Oh, look out. But that's where the dirt pays off, is he's actually able to drift around that track. They do use these tires going into the race here, so if you're tearing them up during qualifying, you're actually going to be on the back foot going into the race here. Got to let up just a hair, kind of lift your big toe going into the turns here to kind of set up for the turn. Let's see where Jack Clevenger ends up here. I think drifting through that turn, that was actually going to hurt his time quite a bit. Jack Clevenger going to be moving his way on down. Let's figure out where Bob Light is. I know Bob Light's been pulling some pretty fast times out there. Yeah, Bob Light not too fast this round. Actually, 5th position. Aiden Young on a tear. Matthew Robinson, he's been showing up past few races nowadays. Not doing too shabby out there as we see him. Looking pretty good out there in the 15 Dead on Tools machine. That Ford looking fast already, sitting in 4th. Ooh, man. Rides up that turn just a little bit. Might be able to try and triangulate it here. And that may do it for him. About another 2 minutes of qualifying here. Another fast driver I like keeping my eyes on here. Fortunately, in a number-matching Chevrolet, 24 of Kyle Moonen. He's battling his way up toward the front. We'll also keep an eye out there on the Salty Dog Racing team. From what I'm seeing here, about 8 guys are here. So as long as we're over 7, we got another gold dog bone up for grabs. We'll see if anybody can walk away with that here tonight. Or who does. I know Joseph Canellis has got one. Roland Olson has gotten one. Kyle Moonen with an 8th place shot. And yeah, like I said, we're starting to get a lot of guys here starting to kind of trade up here a little bit. Getting a lot faster. Another one like Brad Wetzel here. We saw him last week very, very fast out there on the track. Just I think it was a late race tie-up. Ended up spinning him around. But that brings up our last week's race results. Aiden Young, Matthew Robinson, and Zach Chapman. 1, 2, and 3 were our finishers last week. Neil Strausser and Brandon Ishkane came 4 and 5. See if Brad Wetzel's got anything else. Nope, a little slower that run. His best was a 30.98, and his last lap was a 31.03. I believe there's nobody else out there on the track at this point, but we do have a lot of guys who have a lot of penalties to serve. Dale White, Jeff Floro, Jack Hitt, Dean Meitzler, Stephen Goldner, Preston Kramer, Stephen Bixler, Roland Olson, Dwayne Simons, Bill Calder, and Christopher Schaefer. As a handful out there, guys, so I know a lot of these guys. Right now I'm seeing Bixler, Calder, Simons, Meitzler, Schaefer, Maurer, and Cranmer sitting down pit road, unable to qualify. And we know what kind of drivers Preston Cranmer, Chris Schaefer, Simons. I mean, these guys are the fastest ones out there that you see consistently top 10s are now going to be starting at the back of a record-breaking, if I'm not mistaken on my count, 38 drivers out here. So this should be a good stack up of cars here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I mean, 30 drivers here at Charlotte. That is going to be a heck of a run here tonight. But let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid for the night. Aiden Young starting us out here so far. Man, this is going to be awesome right now. Aiden Young, Brandon Dittmer starting in the front row. Brian Dickens and Brad Wetzel starting in the second row. Matthew Robinson 5th, Bob Light in 6th. Let's go ahead and get to the guys outside the top 5. Sean Grace 7th, Kyle Moon in 8th, Keith Jackson 9th, Brandon Ishcanyon's rounding out our top 10. Tim Chapman in 11th, Andrew Smith into 12th. Rotate to the next set of guys. Christopher Berger here, 13th. Joseph Canellis, 14th. Zach Chapman into 15th with Donovan Ross. Devo, who just won in the 410s, in 16th. Roger Craig starting 17th. Jeffrey Kemper in 18th. So we'll see if that 181 can get it handled here tonight. With John Rayner in 19th. And Neil Strausser into 20th. I like keeping an eye on that 68 Miller Lite truck. Looking pretty slick out there. Jack Clevenger starting 21st with Jackson Lomax in the 22nd position. Greg Parmalee there in the 23rd position with Jeremy Tate 24th. Boy, you want to talk about a stack up here. Look how many drivers we got. Starting with Mike Kramer starting 25th with Pat Boyce 26th. Randy Shreve starting in 27th. 28th is Jacob Butcher. Rounding out, I believe, our 15th row here with Andy Patton and Terry Landis. Joseph Grandy starting 31st with Preston Kramer. Here's where our penalty server guys are. Preston Kramer here at 32nd. Chris Schaefer 33. Bill Calder, Dwayne Simons, and Dean Meitzler in the 36th. Rounding out the very final row of Steve Maurer and the 38 position of Steven Pixler running the 75. Definitely not where a lot of these guys wanted to start this night here tonight. But that brings us to our Super Dirt Track Series starting lineup here tonight. These guys are locked and loaded, ready to go. I'm excited to see what all they have to show off here for tonight. In the Tim Chapman pickup truck, we'll take a look at everybody kind of driving off here. Everybody gets squared away. Where's the pace car? This gives a good look at everybody's paint jobs out here. Not too shabby. There's Zach in the 72. $50 laps in this one here, ladies and gentlemen. This should be a good stack up for most of our drivers out there. Definitely one to kind of showcase some of their driving skills out here at Charlotte. I know this is probably iRace is one of their free tracks, but I'm assuming a lot of these guys have gone ahead and put, really done a lot of qualifying here, a lot of practice being able to get it. I'm just interested to see once we start skinning up the track, unlike Talladega, that is much wider, or Michigan, or anything like that. We're going to kind of squeeze these guys onto this 1.5 miles and kind of see how well these guys do. Some do a lot better on the short tracks. I think once they're kind of speedway style, it definitely changes the way you drive. You got to figure out how to bump draft. You got to figure out this. This one is definitely a right front tire eater if your entry is incorrect. You can run the bottom line. You can run the top line. I've had more luck running about that middle to high side on tire wear issues. If we end up in kind of a caution fest, if that's going to be a useless, situation. It's not going to matter. So Aiden Young, Brandon Dittmer right here in the front row. Let's see him get started here tonight. And here we go. Man, look at this field of trucks here. This is probably one of the biggest turnouts I've seen here at the C2C Racing League. Dirt Track Bank Finals would be very jealous of this start. I would love to see these guys put a whole lot of green flag laps down as we get going away. Aiden Young is going to be here, to me, from the outside looking in, the man to beat. He has got this car, this truck actually set up quite well. You'll be able to catch him on the Xfinity nights as well. He's does a perfect job out there and really knows where to put that truck. Round and round we go. First lap complete, looking pretty good. Right now, Aiden Young has the space he needs right now from Brandon Dittmer and Brad Wetzel. Right now, 1, 2, and 3. These guys almost single file here, getting around the turns. Looks like we already have some guys a little slow on the start here. Steve at 75, Steven Pixler, Meitzler. These guys might be actually starting from pit. Oof, we already got our first caution out. showing me that Steve Maurer might have crashed, number 75. So let's go ahead and take a peek at it here. Let's take a peek from the top side. Looking at Steve Maurer here in the 888 truck. Uh-oh. What in the world? What happened to Bill Calder in the 325? It looked like his truck just kind of made a hard yank to the left. I don't quite know what happened there. That didn't look natural. That's all I can say. That did not look in any way, shape, or form the right direction. As we take a lot kind of another angle, look at the 325. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just kind of like the truck kind of yanked to the side. And Steve Maurer just didn't have enough time. I think he was doing about 120 miles an hour coming up on that one. All right, well, hopefully that's our only caution. Haha. Some of my viewers out there, I know we kind of joke around a little bit about that, but that's going to go ahead and get us back underway. Steve Maurer, I think, I don't know. He might have taken that back to the garage. We'll see if, I think he's down pit road at this point. I know, sir, I believe, like I said, I think he was serving a penalty here tonight. And is already back down pit road, so apparently, actually, I'm incorrect. Steve Maurer was not one of our penalty guys, and already on lap 2 is down pit road at this point. That looked like it was already a tangle up there from the get-go. Looks like Joseph Grandy might be our first guy out. That might be the one, the 518. He might run into a little bit of trouble. We were taking a peek at him during the warm-ups, kind of when everybody's driving around, giving it a good practice, a little bit of a pit party there. As we saw Bob Light riding behind Joseph Canellis in the 1. I was going to pop in and see if we could say hello to Bob Light before the race, but actually Bob was not able to make contact with him. I think he was tied up in his trailer after practice, so I was not able to collect it with the 77 Toyota here tonight. So hopefully we'll be able to talk to him after the race, because I kind of really wanted to get a general idea of what his outlook is tonight, seeing that he is our points leader here. He does have 2 wins. Dan McLaren has 3, but has not been consistently showing up for these races. Bob Light putting the time in with 9 races on the books. 2 wins, is leading with 754 points. Neil Strausser, I've talked about him, how well he's doing, just seeming to kind of stay in front there with the 68 Miller time truck. He's sitting in the 2nd. Timothy and Zach Chapman right now 3 and 4. A little father and son duo there, and then Jeremy Tate in the 5th position. We normally don't talk about Jeremy Tate a whole lot, but here he is. Jeremy Tate sitting here in the 23rd position. Another Epsilon wrap truck. I really like the way it's going. Preston Cranmer already, after serving the penalty, he's fought his way up about 5 positions in his Chevrolet here so far, getting toward the front. See if any of these guys got anything for us here in the front. I know Bob Light, he's moved up a couple positions here so far. Not too much shuffling around in the field. I mean, I know Bixler's moved up probably 6. Meitzler's moved up 7, but I know we just had that caution, though, so not too much. Seeing that Barney's holding that caution flag straight up and down, that should mean single last lap, pace car lights should be out. And then these guys are going to double file again. That is a crazy duo right there. Actually taking a look here at Bob Light and Kyle Moon. And boy, you want to talk about 2 great drivers side by side. That should be an awesome run. But it looks like the 24 is going to line up on the inside of Brian Dickens. Man, I'd like to see the 24 and the 77 get linked up. That would be really a heck of a race there. Man, all right, man. I don't know. We'll see how Brandon Ishkanyan does. He's from 10th to 7th. Andrew Smith's moved up a spot. Oh, a couple of these guys. I don't see a whole lot of guys losing a whole lot of spots except Zach Chapman here. Zach Chapman kind of started back here, and now he's all the way back in 31st. I don't know if it's a slight bang up from him or what happened on that one. All right, let's get that Ford Mustang off the road. Get him off the racing surface here. Let's get us under green. I want to see Aiden Young and Brandon Dittmer take this one away. Here it comes. Barney in the booth. There they go. Good push by all these drivers. The key is to stay patient here. If you start slamming this thing 3 wide, oh man, as you can see the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper getting off the racing surface there. Little dirt flashback. Don't want to dive in too early. Yeah, good moves here. Good camera angles I got here for Charlotte. Definitely some different angles of what we can see out here on the track. I'm hoping these guys, like I said, can keep this thing green for a good while. Taking actually a look at Christopher Berger here, hanging out in the 13th position. Hopefully he's able to kind of floss this one around. Looks like Brandon Dittmer only about a 10th off the back bumper here of Aiden Young. And it seems we are single file through the first 5. Brian Dickens seeing if he can work on the inside. I believe the 19 of Brandon Ishkanian here. I am incorrect. Matthew Robinson to the 15. And Matthew Robinson's actually been doing pretty well these past couple of races that we've seen him in. Hopefully we'll see how Matthew Robinson can plan out tonight. The battle for the lead. Aiden Young might be giving this one away. But Aiden Young kind of taking the line I prefer. Really hanging there toward the top. And now he's going to get that turn exit. And Brandon Dittmer just can't keep up with that. He's going to be able to slide right on around. Aiden Young will allow him to fight toward the inside. But the 83, we're going to see how well he can hold this line as Aiden Young is going to come up on the tunnel turn where everybody gets loose. Wow, good job there by Brandon Dittmer. Exactly what you want. We got a car sliding here in the back. I believe Brian Dickens is loose and into the wall. No caution here so far. I don't think that kind of came, didn't look like any contact there, but that 122's damaged a good bit. Back up to the battle for the lead. Brandon Dittmer and Aiden Young still going at it here, diving in at turn 3. Dittmer, Young, Wetzel right now, and it looks like Young's going to go ahead and duck on off and let him go ahead and lead a couple here. As I say that, Aiden Young gets the draft, slides underneath of him, and is now battling once again, back for the lead. Aiden Young trying to collect it back, but man, definitely a good entry there. You see how Brandon Dittmer there toward the top line waits for a late turn entry, which is actually allowing the turn to turn him into the turn, if that makes sense. I don't know how many times I can say turn in one sentence. But if you can hang toward the top, actually the banking of the turn will actually lean the truck. That's when you start turning the wheel. And he actually used that perfectly, as you see Brandon Dittmer here actually holding on to the lead, staying out in front of really Aiden Young, who since has started asphalt here, I believe has walked away with about 3 wins here so far. Definitely good driving by him here so far. Staying toward the front, it looks like everything's going to calm down, and I'm wondering if Aiden Young is going to use the draft here, follow behind him, or kind of keep it slowed down just a little bit and kind of just follow in behind him. Yeah, you see Aiden Young use that draft. Toward the top he goes, 69 rotating on his way through, trying to use the same line as the Wonder Bread truck here. And Aiden Young staying toward the front. Good battles by both these drivers here so far. Which one, as we see Brad Wetzel here trying to figure out really where these two guys are going to go. He's got just as much draft as he's looking here toward the outside of Aiden Young. Gets him at this point. We'll see if he can hold on to it. Not quite as much. Very, very close here, but you see a good solid line. And he'll be able to use the draft here from Brandon Dittmer to help pull him the rest of the way around, which is actually an awesome job by him as he's able to get separation around that 69 machine and keep charging his way toward the front. Rotating back here to the 72 truck of Zach Chapman. He's moved up to the 25th position. Actually been having some trouble filing back there. Something fierce, but I've seen Zach Chapman been able to turn it up. Especially at a short track or any of these super speedways, but we'll see how he kind of fares battling along with this. Let's take a look here. Looks like Brandon Ishkanian on the outside. Kyle Moonen, 79 truck of Andrew Smith and his Toyota. Let's see if that 37 of Tim Chapman can see if he can floss it through there. Whoa! Tim Chapman in the 37. You see it get super loose. That was the tunnel turn I've been talking about. And they make contact. Here it comes. Look at that. Kyle Moonen just got punted into the air. Oh, no. Guys, stop. Wow. All right, that's going to bring our second caution of the night. Let's take a look at it kind of from the top side here. You see you get it rotating through. I think what gets me the most is kind of after this wreck is done here, right? Here, it kind of continues. And I don't quite see what's going on here, because it kind of collects about 3 more trucks in the process. All right, let's see if we can take another look at it top side here. Yeah, it looks like 37 of Chapman holds his line. I think Moonen was trying to roll up, aiming for this turn here, and just didn't see him. Thought he might have had him clear. I have heard a little bit of trouble from the spotters in this location. This is what'll happen. Joseph Canellis gets a shot of it. If I'm not mistaken, that's Roger Craig sliding around there. This is the one that gets me. Huh. Yeah, I think that's actually Jeremy Tate. Yeah, I think Jeremy Tate and the, looks like the 85 truck of Jacob Butcher here. These guys kind of take each other out. Bob Light. Oh, man. I think Bob Light might have been another one who got collected. Yep, he got hammered right there in the front. Let's roll that back and take another shot at Bob Light. Wonder if he got tangled up in this. Yep, just unable to clear him. Definitely not what you want to see. I'm sure Bob Light is happy they got a few fast repairs here. That way he can kind of get this thing straightened back out. Bob Light trying everything he can to fight his way back toward the front. Right now sitting in the 20th position. 14 down from where he started. Not where he wants to be right now, but he's got a long way to go. And I can't blame him. I'm sure he's getting a little frustrated right now. 30 laps to go left in this race. Starting as far back as that, it's just going to be harder and harder and harder. Every lap that goes down, just trying to stay out of trouble. Everybody came down and pit on lap 16 or 17. Brad Wetzel will be our new race leader here, if I'm not mistaken. Brandon Dittmer will be starting second and Aiden Young third. I know up there in our ticker it's showing pit, but as soon as they cross the line here and get back under green, it should go ahead and straighten itself back out. it's interesting to see, actually. It looks like Aiden Young might actually have his work cut out for him here tonight. Good driving right now by Brandon Dittmer in the front. Wetzel, I guess, with a really fast pit time. Yeah, his pit time was actually 14.5 seconds. Dittmer was sitting about 15:27, and Aiden Young at a 14:93. So Wetzel, man, he has been practicing that pit stop because he knows exactly where he needed to be and how to get there. Check and see if the 63 gets waved around, and he does. Starting on our front row will be Wetzel and Dittmer. Yep, Wetzel, Dittmer, Young, Jackson, Grace, Robinson, Ish Canyon, Shreves, Berger, and Andrew Smith should be rounding out our top 10 here. Looks like every truck in the front here is looking pretty straight. No damage out of these guys here so far. I know some of these tangle ups have been toward the back of the field. I'm not showing a speed out of Brian Dickens. I think he may have taken that one back to the garage. The 122 might be out of the race in that Ford machine. Hopefully we'll see next week, especially 34 positions down. Not the way you want to finish this race, but it happens. There ain't nothing you can do about it. All right, Barney, do your worst. There we go. All right, back under green here, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of my favorite color, especially here in this league. Green, green, green flag we have. Matthew Robinson sitting in the 6th position, seeing if he can battle his way back toward the front. Right now, unusual for him being outside this top 5 here. He does have a lot of fast drivers in front of him. Sean Grace. And that 27 Toyota sitting in front of him. But I believe we got another battle for the lead here. Really, it does not seem to slow down for the leaders here at this point. You kind of think these guys would single file here a little bit and get separated from the field, but they are not. Back and forth, just kind of seesawing. Oh, Dittmer. Fresh set of tires there. You're seeing what's starting to happen. They haven't tacked up quite yet here, guys. As they send it in through the turn. Wetzel has fallen back to the 4th position. Definitely, it looks like, oh man, the way it's running, it almost like he's got a lug nut loose. Got to hold on to that 43 truck. That Chevrolet is all out of sorts, and once again, Aiden Young and Brandon Dittmer back in the battle again. Brad Wetzel should have those tires seated in pretty well now, so he's going to use this area to hit that aerodynamic bubble. Start reeling in the top 3 as you see Keith Jackson blink out a little bit, but gets collected back up. Back on track he is as the battle for the lead continues. Back and forth we go. I kind of like to get to the rest of the field here, see what everybody else is doing, but a battle for the lead. I can't really turn away from it. I don't know if Brandon Dittmer or Aiden Young, which one's going to come out on top on this one. You see Brandon Dittmer ride up the track a little bit to the 69 machine. Oh, man. 69 almost scrapes the wall there just a hair, and these guys are just back and forth, not really giving each other really an inch here where to go and how to be. Keith Jackson seems to be watching it all from the front. Oh, blinks out a little bit here. Kind of watching these two guys battle it back and forth. So taking a look here at Keith Jackson riding on board with him. From the outside, having a little bit of connection issue here with Keith Jackson. So let's move on to somebody else who's having a better time out there. Brad Wetzel finally fighting his way back across the 27 here. Now let's see if the 15 gets anything of it. Matthew Robinson in the 15. Going to see if he can sneak in behind the 27, who has to make a huge checkup here. On the 43, who backs up turn 3. 15 toward the outside, now in the danger area. Whoa, man, good cross. And around he goes. Now the battle actually for second between Wetzel and Dittmer. Keith Jackson seeing if he's got anything around here in the 113 machine. Watch the 43 starting to close the gap. 15 holds him toward the top. Man, got to be careful, especially with some connection issues here. That is just, to me, a nightmare. I don't know where you are. 27 gets down to the 15. Here we go. Here's the next caution. Took iRacing long enough. He was practically in the driver's seat of his truck, and around he goes. Caution replay here. Yeah, interesting. I mean, you get netcode of people touching, 3 feet away, but now you get a guy who's practically in the bed of his truck, and now all of a sudden it's gonna all of a sudden throw a caution here. All right, let's take another look at this. Yeah, I don't know. It looked like the 15 came up, 27 came down just a little bit, and these two guys connected. What has me here is the 15 still trying to turn, and it's not snagging him. 27 still coming down, and that just hooks the 15 here. Wow. Kind of a dumb move here. I actually want to move back here to lap 22. It says something that Mr. Parmalee had a problem. I don't know if anything happened to him. I believe Parmalee may have had an issue out here. Uh-oh. Back down pit road he went. All right, during that caution replay, we have got another round of pit stops happening here. You can see everybody firing off there. If I'm not mistaken, that should be... that should have been Chris Schaefer getting the beat off that line there. He does. Chris Schaefer up 19 positions into 14th. He was serving a penalty here, but hey, the way Chris Schaefer drives, he might be able to have a heck of a shot here toward the front. I don't show many viewers out there, but the viewers I do have, guys out there, give me a name. Who do you think will battle here toward the front? I'm excited to see what you guys think. Dean Meitzler, actually one of our salty dogs here in the front. Interested to see if these guys are going to come down pit at this point. I think that's Bill Calder in the front row. Might be trying to get one of his laps back here. Looks like Tim Chapman's coming down. If I'm not mistaken, that's the 888. That might be Maurer coming down pit road as well. Steve Maurer and Tim Chapman back down pit road here. But that is going to put Dean Meitzler up here in the front. Pace car lights are still on. So after all that, Matthew Robinson in the 15 is now sitting in 15th. So he's actually able to survive most of this race here, and most of his positions. Behind him is Randy Shreves, Roger Craig, John Rayner, and Pat Boyce. Bob Light still fumbling around back here in the 20th position. Like I said, I think a quick pit stop out of him might kind of turn this around. If we end up in a late stage caution, he might take right sides and sling back out here again and see if he can get the upper hand. Dean Meitzler right now up 35 positions. Interested to see if he thinks about pitting. He did not pit. He last pit on 16. Might be thinking he can stretch the fuel here to the end. Based on pit times here, I believe everybody took tires, seeing everybody is just shy of that 15-second mark. The only person who didn't, I see Pat Boyce with about under a 7-second pit stop. So he may have just gotten fuel and go. And already halfway through this race. I mean, not saying anything bad about this, but I figured I would have lost half the field here by now, and I've still got, I've got over 28 drivers right now on the lead lap out of the 38 that were here. Some of these guys have taken it down to the garage. I think Devo might be out. Devo in the 5 Chevrolet might be out of the race here. Parmalee is still down pit road. Brian Dickens is out, and Joseph Grandy are out of the race. So this should be an interesting run here in the front. Dean Meitzler right now in the front row. Seeming to seeing if he can save this race here. 35 positions up from where he started. Aiden Young starting second, Brandon Dittmer third, Grace fourth, and Brad Wetzel into the 5th position. Hopefully Dean Meitzler's got something for us here. Like a solid green flag run for these drivers here, at least in the top 5, are kind of hoping for that. Especially if you are somewhere in that 13th to 20th area, a solid green would do well for them. I'm expecting to see Dwayne Simons here, see if he can get anything for us, seeing that he's back in that 20th position, and away we go. Dean Meitzler, like I said, last pit on 16, so he's not going to have fresh tires here. We're going to see if this kind of causes him any bit of an issue going into turn 1. Not yet. Aiden Young taking a peek there on the outside. Definitely has the turn. The 49 is going to be battling a little bit of a heat cycle in those tires. They'll tack up a lot faster than these other guys, but man, you're just going to see the tire wear is going to take effect, and there it is. Aiden Young zips on around him here, and Meitzler is going to kind of be, the meat in the sandwich here. 83 on the bottom, 27 up high. Sean Grace and Dittmer trying to make it around. Oh, hold it. 49 nudges the 27. Oh, man. If I'm in that 43 of Brad Wetzel, this is not what I want to see coming down the backstretch. Definitely a push down as these guys get around here. The number 2 car of Christopher Berger here, and there it is. 49 gets loose, getting into 3, puts the 27 into the wall, and we got him stacking up here. Here we go. Oh, man. Back under caution we go. I think that was Randy Shreves that slid down into pit road here. I think some of them are going to be kind of asking for a black flag to kind of be waved on this one, because some of these tie-ups here, that is not any of their fault. When you got nowhere to go and you're out of control, sliding down, that is not looking good. See if I can find this good camera angle. What is going on here in the middle of this wreck here? All right, we see toward the top what's happening. 47's getting loose. The 27, you see Neil Strausser trying to get out of there. 181 at Kemper. Man, Randy Shreves. Boom. This is Jackson Lomax we're seeing hitting the wall here. 27's getting drugged down. You see Randy Shreves doing everything he can to stop. 70, Mike Cranmer's going around. Gotta get a better angle than that. Boy, and they're just continuing here. Still wrecking in the back. Yeah, I think some of these guys here toward the back, I might have said it and kind of messed everything up here. These guys trying to slow down a little bit here, and it's just not holding up. Let's go ahead and take a look at it full speed from this angle. Kind of Mike Cranmer area, and kind of see why the rest of the field gets caught up in this. There's Kyle Moon in there as well. Yeah, I think that was about 15 cars that got tangled up in this one here, guys. A lot of guys down pit road at this point, especially Kyle Moonen. He is his car may be broken here for the night. He's just too many pile-ups here for this race car. Let's take a ride along here with Kyle Moonen. Now look out toward the top. You see the smoke. Still accelerating. Man. Jeffrey Kemper. Yeah. Yeah, I know a couple things that they try to do out there is kind of, people like, they start saying check, 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 and everybody kind of slows up a little bit. That way everybody has a chance to try to stop. I don't know, some of these guys kind of weren't on the brake, but happens here. We'll get a countdown here of the carnage. As I said, we had about 28 guys on the lead lap. I think we're down to 22 after that one. We'll see how many end up taking it down to the garage. I think Keith Jackson might be out. That might have done it for him. So that may be our next guy into the garage area. Right now, Pat Boyce, Tim Chapman, Mike Cranmer, Sean Grace, and Kyle Moonen down pit at this point. A lot of cars got banged up on that one. Nice good little shout out here actually for Steven Bixler in the 75. He seemed to avoid most of the accidents here tonight. He's up 20 positions right now into the 18th spot. Jacob Butcher in the 85. We saw him getting a tangle up earlier. He's up into the top 10, up 18 spots. Yeah, look at Roger Craig. There he is. Man from C2C getting it done. Right outside the top 10. He seems to be staying clean most of the time. I think he's only been in one tie-up here so far. Alright, pace car lights are out. These guys should be going ahead and getting squared away here. Hopefully getting lined back up. You see them double filing now, just getting their spotter where they needed to be. By all these guys here at Charlotte Motor Speedway here. A little too far away for my taste on that camera angle, so let's go ahead and rotate back up front. Christopher Berger hopefully gonna have his chance here to fight his way toward the front. Right now Christopher Berger is sitting 17th in the points. He's got one top 5 finish here so far out of his 7 starts. Would like to see some of these other drivers get another chance. Brandon Ishkanyan, they're up 6 positions from his last race finish there, sitting in the 11th, so let's go ahead and get her done. We get started for another restart here with 12 to go. Driving through 1 and 2. Looks like everybody's kind of figuring it out here. Kind of calmed down just a little bit. We don't need to kind of be hammering each other. Brandon Ishkanyan says he doesn't think so. Down to the bottom he goes. So now he's going to battle on the inside, 79 of Andrew Smith. Right now, 1, 2, and 3. Ford, Chevy, Toyota with Young, Dittmer, and Berger here. Seeming to get away, Aiden Young and Dittmer. Remember what I was saying about these guys just single filing? Now you see the separation. About a half a second or more now separating off the front nose of Berger, and these two can pull away and then battle it out. As soon as they get side by side, watch 3 kind of reel them in here. They're not really helping each other. They're just going to be kind of pushing each other around. You see Berger now catching up. So watch out for these two, what happens here. Ishkanyan kind of sliding around the outside here. See if he's got anything for us, but who's the man coming from the back here? Chris Schaefer up into the 7th position, but not for long as we're back under caution. I believe this number 70 truck is around again. Mike Cranmer might have been it on this one. I may be wrong. Let's see if we can find this yellow flag incident here. There it is. All right, let's see if we can kind of wrangle in what in the world is going out there on the track. I know it was around the 37 area. And number 37 should be one of our Chapman boys out there. I believe Tim Chapman is there. Boys are giving me a workout here tonight. See if we can see what's going on up front here. Tim Chapman gets knocked around here. I believe that is the 87 of Andy Patton. Yes. Turning Jeffrey Kemper here. Oh, man, look at that wreck. That would have been awesome if he had straightened that out. I don't think that was Randy Shreves doing some serious wreck avoidance here. 87 of Andy Patton looks like he's kind of, like he might have had enough here tonight. Let's take another look at it. I think this actually starts farther back coming out of turn 4 of this tunnel turn here. Let's take a look. See the 181 clips the wall. 87 slides down, clips Tim Chapman, gets up into Kemper and kind of spins him around. 87 thought he was clear, but Randy Shreves trying to do everything he can to avoid any front nose damage here. And that'll end up doing it for those guys. Yeah, these guys definitely had a run going here. I know. I think we're starting to play bumper cars at this point. Hopefully, they'll kind of be able to square it away here. Let's take another look at it full speed from Randy Shreves' windshield here. Yeah, it didn't look too bad out of his angle here. Yeah, just an all-around, just kind of a bad case scenario here. Definitely not what you wanted to see out of any of these drivers here so far. Just how this caution kind of comes about. I mean, not even a little bit. Just let a bump kind of fight through and then try to see if they can get around here. Hate to see it, but hopefully some of these guys will be able to give it another go here. Still under caution here. 5 of them so far here tonight, but we only have about 7 laps left to go. Aiden Young and Dittmer have been battling here all night. I'm definitely curious to see who comes away with a solid finish here. I know Dittmer kind of needs this opening. He needs his opportunity to get a solid finish here. Maybe Power Ricky Bobby might be behind him here tonight. Like I said, Aiden Young, winner of last week. If there's anybody who's got to be super happy, it's got to be Andy Piercefield, kind of representing that 69 machine with the Cool Ray on the side of his truck. Got to be real happy seeing that thing come into his victory lane every single week. Pace car lights are off here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to see if this one kind of ticks on down. These guys get back underway. I'm excited to see what all they have for us here. That is the last of our field here. A couple of guys wrangling up in the back end. So far, I think we got a couple more guys out. Patton is out. Kemper's out. Boyce is out. Mike Cranmer is out. Keith Jackson, Donovan Ross, Greg Parmalee, Brian Dickens, and Joseph Ferrandi. Kyle Moon is down pit at this point, but I believe back to the garage he went. So the 24 Chevrolet is out of the race. So right now, everybody 29th to 38th is out. 9 cars down into the garage. And 22 position up is on the lead lap. Last person on the lead lap is Jeremy Tate. Randy Shreves is the first one for a lucky dog position. If we do so get another caution, hopefully not, as Dittmer and Aiden Young are going to take us to our next green flag restart. And the 69 machine taking off. Last pit stop these guys have was on 28. So they definitely have enough fuel and tire to make it here to the end. As we dive into turn 1, Berger and Andrew Smith here going to duke it out here for that third final podium position of third. But once again, back under caution. You see everybody, interesting enough, when everybody dives under caution, you see everybody fire toward the inside. And I would not want to be making quick moves here. But I believe our last guy on the lead lap, Jeremy Tate, may have, boy, that thing looks bent up. Wonder what happened there. All right, let's go ahead and go on back and figure out what happened to Jeremy Tate here. Let's see if we can find it here. I think it starts from kind of this angle here. Let's take a peek. I think Bill Calder gets in the wall right here. And I think it kind of creeps, it kind of wigs everyone out here. Calder gets into the wall, 325, and then comes down and catches him. 63 is around. Calder then catches Terry Landis in the 61 and just starts to pile up. Look at Randy Shreves. Come on, Randy, get out of there. 56 is around. Man, he's trying to hold it together. Definitely not good out of these guys here. I figure if you're Jeremy Tate, you gotta be getting a little frustrated by this point, because that is that's just kind of an ugly wreck here. Let's take another look at it from the top side. Man. Yeah, and Steve Maurer, who's just trying his best to stay up front and out of trouble. Just unable to collect this one back up. So far, it's looking like the pace car lights are still on. They're going to go ahead and give it another caution lap here. Let a few more guys who might be considering coming down pit, trying to square their car away. I don't see anybody down pit at this point. A couple of these guys have pit late into the race. One I really want to point out is Preston Cranmer in the 07. in his Chevrolet, sitting in 20th position right now with 15.7-second pit stop. Pit on lap 42. He's definitely going to have a burst of speed here compared to the rest of the guys in front of him. I will admit, Rayner, Meitzler, and Clevenger, the three in front of him, pit on lap 35. Everybody else is pit before lap 30. So he will have a huge tire advantage here if Preston Cranmer can get hooked up and get a lane. All of our drivers out here so far, if I am not mistaken, I believe right now, Gold Dogbone should be in the hands of Roger Craig himself at this point. If the race stays where it is, next is Joseph Canellis, who will be starting kind of catty corner from him on this restart. Joseph Canellis starting in the 15th position, Dean Meitzler behind him, John Rayner behind him. Steve Bixler back there. Bill Calder back there. Yeah, a couple of these other guys got a few spots to make up if they want to get in front of him. But Neil Strausser up 11 positions into 9th. Chris Schaefer up 26. Only a couple more spots before he breaks into the top 5. So I definitely have my money on a good finish from Chris Schaefer here in the 23 Chevrolet. I would love to see him get his way up toward the front. Aiden Young and Brandon Dittmer really still in the same positions that they started this race 1 and 2. Right now, if I was in their positions, I'd be happy as a clam right now. Because right now, these guys have been putting on a great show, you know, battling back and forth, really clean racing out of the front. Normally, you see guys get frustrated and they start trading paint. And that's not what you want to do, is start bumping and banging each other all the way to the line. But definitely I'd see when it's getting about 3 to go, which it is, these guys are definitely going to take the gloves off here and really start pushing their luck as we get for hopefully our final restart here. As we get underway, Aiden Young's going to take us to the line here. Crosses the line first. There we go. Had to be careful there. Don't want Brandon Dittmer starting to cross the line or changing his race line before the line. Otherwise, iRacing will even black flag him there as he stays on his outside lane. But now he's playing catch-up. Only a 1/10 of a second behind him. Matthew Robinson, one of the faster guys out here the past few weeks. You see him starting to push that 43 of Brad Wetzel. I think these two came in just about the same time here. 15 toward the outside of the 43. Final lap. White flag is out. 15 trying to see if he's got anything for it, if he can squeeze a top 5 finish here. But Aiden Young looks like he might come away with another race win here as he has got the separation from the 83 of Brandon Dittmer. Right now, the battle to me is right now where Wetzel and Robinson are. Brandon Ishkanya dialed behind them, so it looks like he may come in a solid 7th. But the 15 has got it. 15 is centered around the turn. Does he have it during the piece? Dittmer, what in the world just happened here? Young, Andrew Smith, and Berger, 1, 2, and 3. Robinson actually slides up into 4. Couple things of trouble here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our replay here and see what in the heck happened here toward the back. There was a tumble up here. And I don't know what happened to Dittmer. It looked like the two of these guys connected right at turn 4. Let's try full speed. Let's see what happened. Oh, Dittmer doesn't let off. Yeah, he was trying to full send it in there and got caught. Dittmer never let off the gas. And yeah, and that damage to the right front of his truck, that ended it. Taking Dittmer out of a 2nd place finish back into 5th. Still a top 5, but man, it just collects the rest of the field here. Zach Chapman was able to squeeze through, but boy. Let's take a look at our results here tonight, where we ended up, guys. Young, Smith, and Berger. Not, I thought I was fairly certain I was going to talk to Dittmer, but that's kind of one of those things. You start sending it in there too hard, and this is what collects up. So hopefully, if Berger's actually tuned in to the broadcast here, hopefully he is able to show up here pretty soon. I do not see him locked and loaded. There he is. There he is. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our final stack of guys here in the back. Definitely, you see how many guys laps down. Randy Shreves being the first one for a lucky dog position. Yeah, Aiden Young definitely earned this win here. Great job by him. I definitely got to know if this ever gets old for him. With his amount of as many times as these guys, kind of get wrecked up and smashed to pieces here, whether he gets worked up about it. But we'll see if we can catch up with Christopher Berger here. And see what he thinks. Let's have a chat with him. All right, Christopher Berger. I'm saying that right, correct?
Burger.
What is it?
Burger, like a hamburger.
Man, I asked somebody and they told me it wasn't. Oh my gosh. All right, man.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, dude.
You're good.
All right, the 2 Toyota places third here tonight. All right, let's start with, did you think you were going to have a podium position here tonight?
Absolutely not.
All right, yeah, it looked like Brandon Dittmer sent it a little too hard into turn 4, opening up the door for you. I'm sure that is exactly what you want to see right there toward the end to slide by. You and Andrew Smith did the exact same thing. We're able to floss it through there, man. But talk to me about the track here a little bit tonight. What was your biggest concerns?
It was good. We had a lot of good racing tonight. I've been racing this league for a while, and that was the first time we actually did a lot of green flag racing. It was fun.
All right, I was gonna say I would have preferred a little more green flag racing to see you guys kind of really getting door to door there. I think the checkup every once in a while, kind of mashing everybody back together, was definitely tough. Was pit strategy any factor tonight?
No, it wasn't for me. The caution just happened to fall during the pit, so it kind of worked out.
All right, man. Well, awesome job here tonight. Hopefully, I will see you back here next week, man. If I take a quick peek here at our schedule, what we've got coming up next, if I'm not mistaken, for Tuesday. Dude, we rotate to Daytona on the 29th of November. How confident are you feeling about that track?
I hate Daytona. No, I do. I want to say that I appreciate what Roger's doing. I know they've got a lot of people coming in, and this is fun. And I think we got a good group of guys going forward.
All right, man. Definitely a great job here tonight. I was gonna say, you have any shout outs for any of the people out there watching you or anything like that?
No, just my team, the Smart and Ready Mix team. We're just trying to keep it together and race every week.
All right, Christopher Berger there in the number 2 Toyota. Great job tonight, bud. And I'll catch up with you at the Super Speedway Series.
Thank you, sir. Hope to talk to you again.
Oh yeah. All right, everybody. Here's Christopher Berger. Man, I've been saying Berger this whole time. I think Travis even tried to correct me. I thought it was Berger before that. Man, I've been butchering that guy's name. I hate that. I hate when I do that. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a hold of Andrew Smith in the number 79 Toyota. Seemed to have no problem. Man, that was definitely an opening that you needed right there at the end, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I was hoping he wasn't going to bounce off the wall and come down. I know it went kind of through the grass a little bit, but it was just trying to hope he doesn't hit that rear end. And if he did, maybe I'd be sliding across in second still.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, you definitely want to compensate for if he did ricochet, because you needed that room. Taking a look at the replay, that 83, he never let off the gas. He just held it to the floor, and I think that's why he rode up in the turn, which I'm sure is exactly what you wanted to see.
Yeah, actually. When I saw him, I saw him throw it in, and I'll say it pulling a Chastain, just throwing a Hail Mary. But yeah, I was thinking that same thing. I'm like, he's either going to slam the brakes on and I'll go by him, or he's going to hit that wall and come down. And then that's when I was thinking, I was like, okay, he's not lifting. All right, then just turn down, and it seemed to work because he obviously didn't hit me.
Both you and Christopher, you guys both came up 10 spots. Him starting 13th, you starting 12th, and you guys come out both with podium positions tonight. What an awesome finish here. What was the toughest part of the track here tonight?
Managing traffic, coming through all that, and then some guys pit, other guys don't, so you're starting near the middle back. But for myself, for whatever reason, turn 4, it's if you could hit 3 and it comes through nice, it was perfect. But for whatever reason, if you just missed it by like half a tire, it wanted to shoot up and you'd lose a lot of momentum really quick. And when this many cars or this many trucks coming out and this many good drivers, it could hurt really bad. So that was probably the hardest thing.
Yeah, that wall coming out of 4, man, it kind of creeps up on you and tries to bite you for sure.
Yeah, there's that nice little dip too. If you're on board, you'll notice it just before there's that red placard on the outside wall. Just before there, if you hit that, it kind of does like a dip, almost like Dover going into 1, where it could really upset the car because it's almost flat for the quad oval.
All right, man. Well, awesome job here tonight. Yeah, it's Charlotte. Daytona is where we're heading to next week. How confident are you feeling about that track coming up?
Let's play a roulette wheel on that one.
Yeah, kind of once you get the super speedway, man, it's definitely tough.
It's a crapshoot for sure. Definitely try to stay in the draft, stay clean. You can't really. You always want to say. You always want to say to stay up front, but at the same time, it's a complete crapshoot. You can be in the middle of it and get wrecked, get wrecked, stay out of everything and get wrecked. You never know, but it's always fun.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Who do you have to thank tonight? Sponsors, friends out there?
Yeah, I got to thank Spartan Racing. You guys for the broadcast, C2C for the league, the girlfriend's company, Perfect Endeavor Expressions. Christmas is coming up. She does some homemade crochet scarves and greeting cards and stuff like that. Check her out on Etsy. Yeah, I'll see you guys in Daytona. Hope for another podium.
All right, Andrew Smith, man, you got to be excited about where your finish was here tonight, dude. It was definitely a tough one for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All righty. Take it easy, bud.
Cheers.
All right, everybody. Andrew Smith, we just had a little chat with him. Actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, looking for Andrew Smith here, 16th in the points. That does rotate us to Aiden Young, who's been hot as of late. Right now, he's sitting with 1 win. Now he's competed in 2 truck races with 2 wins now. I think Bob Light might have his hands full, seeing that Bob Light has 2 wins as well. I think Aiden Young kind of showing a little late to the party here. Is definitely not what these guys would have expected for sure, especially coming off this run here. Let's try to have a chat here with Aiden Young. Dude, what a wild race it was between you and Brandon Dittmer here.
Yeah, that was pretty close, and I thought I wasn't going to get it, but here we are.
Pretty close, man. Guys, you were door to door. How much closer did you want it?
It could have been closer.
Man, what a wild run. So this will be your second truck race, second win. Is this easy for you?
It's definitely not easy. I just find the luck and just get to the front and stick there.
All right, man. Well, the way I'm looking at it from the outside looking in here, man, this is impressive. I talked to you in the dirt, you're getting podium positions. I talked to you pro late models, you're getting wins. And now I'm talking to you NASCAR, and there doesn't seem to be really an area where I can find that you're not winning or in some winning fashion. We just got to get you to show up to these tracks, man. Because, man, if you were here, I think, people like Bob Light, Dan McLaren, these guys would have another driver they've really got to worry about here.
Yeah, it's just Tuesday nights are pretty hard. It's pretty rare when I'm not here.
All right, man. Well, still great job here tonight. I've asked most of these drivers, and I'll ask you really right here at the end. Daytona is where we are next week. Now, to me, anytime you would get to a super speedway, it's a crapshoot. Talk me through kind of the mindset going into Daytona here.
Yeah, kind of hang at the back, miss the wrecks, and send it at the end.
Hang out at the back. You think that's the way, like, to me, I don't know, from up here, you think hanging out at the back's a wise choice?
Oh, I've done that strategy for years, and it's either come up with a win or the top 3.
Oh, man, dude, well, I was going to say, in the pro lates, I'll agree with you. I haven't seen you start anything above third to last, and you seem to come away with a win. I don't know why, I don't know how, but you seem to have those under control. But definitely, when wrecks happen at Daytona, man, it doesn't seem there's really a lane to get away.
Yeah, it gets pretty tight if there's a big one, but you just got to hit the brakes and pray.
All right, man. Definitely a lot of laps. 53 here at Charlotte, and you come away with the win, man. Great job here tonight. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs because I've heard them about 1,000 times. Let's go ahead and do it again.
I got to thank Emblem Motorsports as always. Obviously, you for doing a great job and putting up with me talking to you every night, and obviously my family for letting me do this, and obviously Cool Ray.
All right, man. Definitely. I got no problem talking to you up here, man, because really how you're racing out there is quite impressive, bud. This is to me, it's a real treat seeing you go back and forth in that 69 machine, just able to kind of just how you're able to stay clean and stay in the front. It's really amazing here, bud.
Thank you.
All right, Aiden Young, everybody in the 69 machine. Race winner here tonight. Definitely a good bang up here. What a run it was. Want to see if we can talk to Brandon Dittmer just a second here. Let me see if I can grab a hold of him. Brandon Dittmer, hey, man, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Well, I know you had a second place finish here tonight, dude. What you'd never let off the gas, did you?
Nope, not once.
Dude, but man, I've been watching you all night, cartwheeling down the track in the dirt, and now we're sending it into turn 4 with the truck here, and almost made it. But man, what a pileup! Aiden Young was pretty tough here tonight.
Yeah, there on that last restart, I had really screwed up. I got a little loose in 3 and 4. I had to kind of chase it a little bit, fell back a little bit. I knew if I was going to get anywhere close, I just had to send it. I knew, like, as I crested turn 3, I was just like, I ain't getting anywhere close, but I'm not going to let off. But it's trucks. I'm not really running this for points, so I'm just out here for fun.
All right. I was going to say, 45th in points. You had a second place finish here, bud, but you're going to have to settle for a top 5. Really, where you ended up, dude. That was wild. Did the power of Ricky Bobby help you at all tonight?
Oh, but of course. You know, if you're not first or last, then checkers are wreckers, so...
All right, man, dude. Like I said, you put on one hell of a show there in the front row, man. Congratulations to you, still getting a top 5 finish. While I got you up here, because I wanted to get a little piece of what you had coming up here in those last final laps. What kind of was going through your mind? I'll go ahead and let you give some time for your shout-outs here, bud.
You for the broadcast. Roger Craig, Coast to Coast, Training Wheels Racing. Shoot. I guess that's all I got, to be honest. I ain't got much.
Oh man, Tim Chapman for the league that you're running.
Tim, yeah. I'm really glad Tim Chapman stepped up, man. Like I get a kick of asphalt every now and then to go race that, and this league has kind of been sufficing from going out and getting my butt whooped in officials. So.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure, and it's good thing it doesn't tack on the I-rating, man, because then that's just where you're getting the bumper cars out there. But hopefully you will consider on a Thursday nights for the Xfinity, and maybe I'll see you there, bud.
Yeah, I hope I'll be there too. I like around Xfinity, and I love Charlotte. It's one of my favorite tracks, and Charlotte and Super Speedways are my 2 favorite types of tracks. So.
All right, man. Well, hopefully don't eat too much turkey. Hopefully I'll see you then.
Sounds good. See you later, man.
All right. Hey, everybody, Brandon Dittmer there in the 83. That's going to go ahead and wrap it up for us here tonight. Definitely a good showing here at the with Simtrax Broadcast and the Coast2Coast Racing League. Whether you're tuned in to my 3 channels or on the Coast2Coast Racing Network, I appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. Really was a heck of a shootout there right at the end. I know we didn't catch Dittmer sending it there toward the end. I was a little more worried seeing where Mr. Matthew Robinson was in his 15 Ford. I was definitely excited to see him and Brad Wetzel side by side. I think that was a better battle to me. But appreciate you guys showing up here tonight. Next time I see you, will be Thursday night for the Xfinity Series. Tomorrow, Travis Piercefield will be out, and Marty Zacala will be running the Hometown Heroes as well as Thursday Night Thunder. So Marty's going to be a little bit busy. I covered for him on Monday, and you'll see him actually Wednesday and Thursday this week, and then Joe Halter on Friday. So, guys, if you love dirt racing, make sure you stay tuned in, and I will see you for the next asphalt run at Charlotte on Thursdays. But appreciate it, guys. I'll see you next time, and be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see you next time.